Welcome back to Starting Nine.
Let's go!
Episode 231. We've got some games under our belt at this point.
We
Dallas.
do. Season's been rocking. Guys have gotten out of the doghouse. Guys have found their way into the doghouse.
Yeah. Every team at least has one win, Dallas.
Yes.
Every team's at least got one.
At least one, maybe even two, some three at this point, which who knew how long it would take for some of these squads to get on the board, but thank God they have turned the page and started to figure it out. Run support has been a big conversation topic, Jared, in the first week and a half plus of the season, and I don't see that conversation going away anytime soon, but it's good to see some of these offenses that were struggling start to figure shit out. They're using the other end of the bat, which is nice.
It is nice. Just looking at some of the standings right now as we record before gameplay on Monday. A lot, like, I feel like can you do me a favor right now, Dallas? Can you pull up the MLB standings for every team right now? I want you to be looking at what I'm looking at. I want you to be looking at what I'm looking at when I go over this right now. Let me know when you ready?
Ready.
Okay. Start at the bottom. Go down to the NL West. That's pretty much what it's going to be, right? Dodgers, Padres, Giants, D-backs, Rockies?
Yes, maybe not in that precise order, but yes, the bottom three teams will be the Giants, the D-backs, and the Rockies.
I think it's going to be that exact order. Just 1 week into the season, we're set there. NL Central, I love that the Reds are coming in red hot right now. I love that. Their offense has just been fucking bludgeoning teams to death. They've already got a plus 20 run differential, which is right up there with the Dodgers plus 23. They've lost their last two games, but the Reds being in first place in the NL Central, you've got the Brewers, who I picked to win, the Cardinals, who Dallas picked to win, the Cubs kind of just meh, which I feel like we talked about, and then the Pirates being last place. I think it's going to be a nice little three-team race here, and people not talking about the Cincinnati Reds as maybe being a contender for not just the postseason, but for the NL Central. Is that a knee-jerk reaction, or you think this team could actually hang around?
They could very well hang around. They're going to need to be consistent on the mound, because the offense looks like it's going to stay. The offense looks like it could play.
Yeah.
And if that's going to be the case, you got to score more runs than the other team. That's where the offense comes in. How do you do that? You keep the other team off the board. How do you do that? You throw the ball well. You got to pitch.
Yeah.
So that's what the Reds are going to have to do. That's what we knew the Reds were going to have to do coming into this, right? Yeah. Losing the guys you're losing, free agency, and yada, yada, yada. You've got to be able to stand your ground on the mound. If the Reds can do that within this division, the offense has told you right now, hey, we can bang. We can get this done in this division. Just give us an opportunity to make the 5 runs stand up, right? That's what they're asking for. So if they get that support from the staff, and honestly, it usually goes the other way around. If the offense can score runs, we're going to keep you there. Well, can you keep us there? Because the offense is going to score runs. That's the question.
So I think we're going to do this every Monday. For every Monday, we're going to call it the Monday Standings Minute. It's going to be longer than a minute. Just like Kevin's Minute Man is longer than a minute and One Bite Pizza is more than one bite. It's going to be the Monday Standings Minute. We're just going to take a look at the standings. We're going to run through every single fucking team. Just to say a little something about everybody. Just that if you're listening to Starting Nine and your team falls out of it early, guess what? We're still going to at least hit on it a little bit. Just a little tiny bit.
Yeah, if you're a Pirates fan, we can talk about Brubaker slicing and dicing. Folks had no idea who he was, and he shows up, knocks at the dish as well.
Yeah.
But hey, we'll talk about that.
Talk about that too. Yeah, Pirates are...
Don't sleep on the Pirates, Carrabis.
Pirates are hanging in there. They're only 3 games back in first place right now.
We could be a strong 4th-place team. A lot of people aren't giving us credit for that. Mm-hmm. I feel like we could be a very strong, surprising 4th-place team.
Mm-hmm. You know what? The most interesting division in Major League Baseball, that'll be the NL East, because you had, and we'll get into this as a whole different segment, but there's a lot going on in the NL East right now. The Nationals off to a slow start. The Miami Marlins, I mean, come on.
What do you want from the Marlins?
Jazz Chisholm Jr.?
Yeah, shout out to can I get a show of hands of guys who have Jazz Chisholm on their fantasy baseball team?
As a preseason draft pick?
No, not as
okay. All right, so put that fucking hand down right now.
Well, he's still on my team.
I mean, a lot of people probably have picked him up since. I mean, he's making a name for himself.
I picked him up 2 days. 2 days into the season, I picked him up.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. But Jazz Chisholm Jr., with his quote this past week talking about how he went up to Derek Jeter and was like, how do you become a Hall of Famer? Like, that's the goal.
All I want to know is how to become a Hall of Famer. just picture yourself as a player, like wearing a uniform, and you see your GM/owner/baseball god come walking down the tunnel. He's like, "Hey, kid, how's it going?" And your reaction is, "That's cool. Look, bro, all I need to know is how to become a Hall of Famer. That's all I need to hear out of you. All right, save your pleasantries. Save you. I like your swing. You look good. Save all that shit. Tell me how to get to the Hall, goat." What a fucking conversation that must have been.
There's a couple different. I don't know if you want to do this in this segment or not, but the Mets and Luis Rojas being like, "Hey, guess what? We've got some secret weather guys telling us. Like, I know that every forecast on planet Earth is telling you right now that we've got torrential downpours coming, but we've got a secret underground weather guy who's telling us we're gonna get this fucking game in. So Stroh, get your ass out there." And you find your stride out there in this torrential downpour. And he, you know what, starts downpouring. He throws 9 pitches. Then he gets burned. He goes to Twitter. He's pissed off, understandably so. Are you pissed off if you're Marcus Stroman, or are you kind of just like, hey, you know what? We trusted our secret underground weather guy, and he's right more times than he's not. So I mean, I'm fine going down with our guy.
Like the only weatherman that's got a job with any sort of security is the weatherman in LA. That's it. Everybody else is fucked. And if you tell me that you've got the Mike Trout of weathermen, well, I'm going to need something to back this up. Like,
that's who they should have asked about this.
Show me proof that he has steered you around a storm at some point in time, and then I'll listen. But you got what? Absolutely not. And if I'm Marcus Stroman, you bet your ass I am livid, Carrabis, because this does burn his workday. Those are wasted bullets. And you're going, well, he was going to throw anyway. He was going to. Look, it meant nothing. That day, quite literally, was dollar bills being set on fire. It meant nothing to him.
Nothing.
So I would absolutely be furious. And if you're talking about Marcus Stroman, a dude who is not going to back down in terms of voicing his opinion, telling you how he feels about shit. That is what he said, what everybody was thinking. Everybody. So don't get on Stroman for being vocal or having an opinion. You applaud Stroman and go, yeah, all he did was say what we were all thinking. It's raining fucking cats and dogs out there, and we're going to be the one. The Mets are going to be the baseball organization that gets through this radar weather system here. Like, the fish have found rocks to hide under. That's how fucking much it's going to rain. And the Mets are out trying to play baseball.
I've got a conspiracy.
What do you got?
I think Mike Trout was the secret weather guy.
Oh, do you?
Yeah. I think he was trying to start his career, like his post-baseball career off just a little bit too soon, trying to be a weather guy, and he was like, trust me guys, it's not going to rain. Like, he was looking at weather patterns. He was trying to figure out whether or not it was going to blow over Queens or not. And at the end of the day, he was wrong, and it cost the Mets.
He's like, look, you trying to tell a fish that he doesn't know when water's coming? Is that what you're saying?
Right.
Yeah, that's what we're saying. You're right.
Phillies and Braves rounding out the NL East here. I mean, like, this is a nice little tight race that I think is gonna. Do you think this will go the distance? Do you think it's gonna be Phillies Braves?
I would like for it to be I'd like the Nats to start making some noise.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Is like the Nats have one fucking win. They've tried 6 times. They've succeeded once. They have 1 win to start the year. They've lost 5 straight. Not great. Not great for the Nats. But the Phillies have gotten off to a pretty good start. The Braves have gotten off to not the start that they've wanted to get off to. They've run up against some tough competition, albeit they're the better teams.
They're turning things around, though.
They are. They're turning things around, but like it's
early. Fuck, we're in week 2, for Christ's sake.
It's a long season. It's a long season. But do you expect the Phillies to hang around in this division?
I do. I think I do. I don't. Look, if these guys are going to pitch, if they're going to get the Wheeler and they're going to get the Nola and they're going to get those kind of performances, then yeah.
NL Cy Young Award winner.
Why not? Like that offense again. You're going to get you got Gene the hit machine. You need Harper to do what Harper does. You need McCutchen to be serviceable. You're going to need Reese Hoskins, the Sacktown Stinger.
Hit a bomb last night.
Sure did.
Hit a bomb.
Bomba clock. Yeah, but you need those guys to perform. You need the bullpen, as we've talked about, as I have talked about. You need the bullpen to be what they want them to be. I think what we've seen out of Arch, I think what we've seen out of Alvarado so far, got to like that. No?
It's pretty good. It's a nice little bridge there at the end.
Hector Neris, I like it.
It's a nice little bridge. Before we get up to the American League here, we get a big surprise for Starting Nine listeners.
We do.
We do. I don't know why this happened. We did a 2.5-hour interview with Christian Yelich in spring training of 2020 before everyone got sent home. We went out to dinner with Christian Yelich.
Sure did.
We get the whole thing on video. We'll put the whole interview on YouTube. Don't worry about it. You'll get to watch it, taste it, digest it. And I don't know why it never went out, but then over time when people kept asking for it, we were like, you know what? Let's just make it a running joke that we never put this thing out.
The time has come.
The time has come to put out the interview with Christian Yelich. It'll be a two-parter this week. You'll get part 1 today. You'll get part 2 for the second episode of Starting Nine this week. And then I would imagine that at the end of the week, we will put the entire interview on YouTube for your watching and listening consumption. It'll be it's an all-time Starting Nine interview that we did over a year ago.
You've been waiting, and we've been listening.
Yep.
And we're finally ready to deliver.
Yeah, we just wanted to put the finishing touches on it. But I mean, it is an evergreen interview. Like you can put this out right now, and people will be like, yeah. I mean, it's an interview with Christian Yelich where they talk about a ton of different shit. And it's just as relevant today as it was when we recorded it in fucking February of 2020 before the world went to shit. This was probably like our last dinner in a restaurant before the world went to shit.
Yeah, it's easily the last place I went out dining with anybody other than my family. Like we have still not been out to eat anywhere since probably like the week that I came home from Arizona.
Yeah.
Like I can tell you, we went to our Mexican restaurant, and that was probably the last place that we went out to eat.
Yeah, Casa Bonita.
That's not the name of the place.
Okay.
That's not it. Not even close.
Well,
but yeah.
Yeah, Christian Yelich interview's coming. It's a doozy. So part 1 today, part 2 on Thursday. The AL West, Dallas, the Oakland A's are on the board. The Oakland A's are on the board. They've got themselves not 1 win. They've got not 2 wins. They've got 3 whole wins.
That's right, baby.
Wins.
You going to Houston, you take 2 out of 3. You win 3 out of your last 4. The baseball gods bless you with an off day on Sunday.
Yeah.
And my God, I want to give a small round of applause.
2.
To the schedule makers and to the Oakland A's baseball players.
Okay.
The schedule makers for creating a Sunday off day for a big league baseball team, and to the A's players who, to the best of my knowledge, took full advantage of a Sunday off day. Congratulations. I hope the 2 individuals are walking at this point because that could be scary.
Yeah.
Great job, great effort collectively to everybody involved.
Love that. Shout out to the Oakland A's, the 3-7 Oakland A's, the 3-7 last place Oakland A's. Shout out Taylor Trammell, first big league home run with the Seattle Mariners, and then he followed that up with his second home run in Minnesota, which was a fucking bomb. Did you see this one?
Yes.
Second homer went over the fucking flags.
Mammo.
Yeah.
Mammo.
T-squared. Taylor Trammell, the Starting Nine alumni, is on the board with his first big league homer. And it was so cool seeing him round like third base, and like he couldn't help but smile, like he was trying to play it off, like it was like, yeah, just another homer. No, he was like, he knew.
Haven't been here, haven't done this. That's number 1. Go ahead and enjoy that. Go ahead and enjoy that. What's going on in the Central?
Well, I mean, can we not mention that the fucking Angels have a winning record and they're tied for first place? Or?
We don't need to talk about the AL West anymore.
I mean,
I feel like that's a division that's going to shake itself out.
I'm not blowing the Astros here, but first of all, let's just acknowledge the Astros are good. Yes, the Astros are good.
They're playing good baseball.
They are playing great baseball. Plus 23 run differential, the best in the American League. That's tied with the Doyers for the best run differential in baseball.
Yeah, but you can
right
give
there,
up, you can attribute 9 of those fucking runs to Raymond Goudouin for the A's, who was driving the struggle bus the first few games of the season. So you take away Raymond Goudouin's performance against the Astros specifically, and they're probably not in the same spot.
And then right there with the Houston Astros, deadlock, 6-3. You got the Angels with their -5 run differential hanging on tight. I don't know. I mean, I like the narrative. I don't know that they're going to hang in there, but I like the narrative that the Angels could give the Astros a run. I just want someone to challenge them. I just want a competent team in the AL West there to emerge.
All the Angels being in this position could mean is that I am closer to my estimate that Shohei Ohtani, my prediction that Shohei Ohtani will be the MVP. Because if the Angels are in second place, there's a solid chance they're getting good starting pitching. There's a solid chance the lineup's clicking. And guess who's a part of both of those?
Yeah. Shohei Ohtani. You know who has the worst run differential in Major League Baseball?
Than who? Oh, you said the worst?
The worst, yeah.
You know, I think run differentials really this early in the season are things that you can
it could be misleading.
take with a grain of salt.
Yeah, it could be misleading. It's still early.
I think it can be very misleading. Like, so what that tells me is there might have been some blowouts early.
Yeah.
And that's really all that is.
Right. It's
this
just
kind of stuff evens it out.
Yeah, no doubt. I'm with you. The Tigers, Akil Baddoo is still doing his thing. He's checked every box. The White Sox, kind of a slow start. It's I would say as a White Sox fan, disappointing on the slow start, but I know you saw what I saw. Dallas Braden's preseason American League Cy Young pick. Lance Lynn goes out there with a CG shut piece for the Shy Sox. Also, Lucas Giolito, big-time nerd. He loves the baseball bits segment on YouTube for Foolish Baseball. I thought that it was a Photoshop DM that he requested his own segment on baseball bits. It was real. He wanted it. He got it. Check it out. Very interesting. I didn't know that Lucas Giolito's arm action was so drastic from 19, or was it 18 to 19 or 19 to what? It was 18 to 19, I believe. He came out it was like a straight arm, and now he's more compact.
Shorten it up, baby. Short arm swing.
Shorten it up.
You see a lot of these guys.
The high changeup. The fucking high. No one's doing that. You know who is Lucas Giolito?
And you know what's cool is we actually had a conversation about throwing an elevated changeup to guys who and that's where reading swings comes into play. If you're able to read a swing and see what a guy is doing mechanically at the plate on certain pitches, pulling off a certain pitch, diving into a certain pitch, if you know that your movement combined with location can result in the out you're looking for, it can be unconventional, a la an elevated changeup in the strike zone, which probably tells people, I don't want to do that. You want me to throw a fly ball pitch up in the zone? Absolutely fucking not. Well, you know what you don't have? Giolito's heater. You know what else you don't have? Giolito's changeup. Or the ability to put it where you want.
13-mile-an-hour difference, I think.
It's stupid on top of the movement. So, yeah, this is what we talked about years ago when we joked with Giolito. Hey, bub, a little more, throw more strikes. Probably don't walk anybody. I feel like you're going to be fucking awesome.
Didn't he have like the highest strike percentage that year?
Yes, he went from walking the most people and giving up the most runs to like the highest strike percentage.
Yeah,
it was a huge shift in approach.
Yeah,
but it's little stuff like that. There's also
some other fucking crazy stat where he didn't give up a hit on. That can't be right. That he didn't give up a hit on his changeup or something like that.
I don't know if that's true. I'm not telling you that.
I'd
it's
have to
not
go back
true.
and double check it, but it was something crazy like that. Like he didn't give up a hit on some sort of pitch in some scenario. It was crazy, but. Lucas Giolito doing the damn thing. Minnesota Twins, their offense is kind of fucking crazy right now.
Byron Buxton, baby.
Byron Buxton and Nelson Cruz.
Oh, well, I mean, fuck. Nelly Cruz is 47 years old, and we're going to be talking about him until the fucker dies rounding third, hitting his 4,000th career home run. That's when we'll finally be able to put Nelly aside. I'm not looking forward to that day. I have been looking forward to the day that Byron Buxton was going to do what he is doing now, which is combining the skill sets, the ridiculous ability to track baseballs down in the outfield.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter where, he's going to get to it. If it doesn't go over the fence, and even if it does, give me 3 feet, and Bucks can probably get to that motherfucker too. But now the offense is clicking, Jared. The offense is coming. He's hitting balls almost 500 feet into the third fucking deck in Minnesota. Oh my God.
Yeah, it's something. So Nelson Cruz is not getting. I think with Byron Buxton, everyone is just super stoked that They're getting to see the Buxton that we've been hearing. Like, there's some players where you just hear about potential for years, and then you never actually see it. Right now, coming into play on Monday, Buxton leads the league in home runs. He's got 5. He leads the league in slugging percentage. It's 1.185, and OPS is 1734 OPS. But all due respect to Byron Buxton, Nelson Cruz, I mean, we just come to expect it from him that he's so dominant. But he deserves some love because he's 48 years old, and he's doing this. He's tied for second in baseball with 4 home runs, and he's tied with 8 barrels. If you're keeping track of barrels, you're keeping track of what Nelson Cruz is doing because they're one and the same.
And 3 of those barrels are probably Oppo tacos as well.
Yeah.
Because he is
So right now, Nelson Cruz is 5th in average exit velocity, 97.1. Now he's averaging 97.1. He's 3rd in slugging percentage behind JD and Buxton. He has the 2nd hardest batted ball this year at 116.6 miles an hour. I mean, it's the guy. I don't want to get to a place with Nelson Cruz where we're just like, oh, that's what Nelson does. So, like, he does what he does. We don't have to give him much shine. The fact that he's doing it at the age that he's doing it with the consistency that he's doing it, we got to talk about Nelson Cruz.
That last part right there is the take-home message.
Yeah.
The consistency with which he's doing it, because we've talked about guys in the Hall of Fame. Omar Vizquel's I blended that statement. I'm not talking about Omar Vizquel as a Hall of Famer. We've talked about Hall of Famers, and we've talked about guys like Omar Vizquel who are quote-unquote compilers, right? And there is something to be said for being able to man the post day in and day out with that level of productivity. So it's one thing to just be trotted out there and hidden in left field somewhere or hidden in a DH spot, which is just insane to think about hiding somebody in a designated role. But that's happened before. That can't happen here, and it's not happening with Nelson Cruz. It ain't happening.
Yeah. Also, shout out to Jose Barrios. I mean, he's basically been the best pitcher in baseball to start the year. He struck out 20. He's allowed 5 hits in 11 2/3 innings. So I saw something interesting on MLB Network where I forget which pitcher they were talking about, but they were like, far too often pitchers are looking at the data and the analytics, and they're pitching to batters' weaknesses more than they're pitching to their own strengths. And I'm seeing some changes with 2 guys in particular, and I don't know if they're matching up against each other this week, but they'll both be pitching against each other's teams this week. Jose Barrios last year, his curveball usage was up. Like, I think his curveball was like his number 1 pitch last year. This year, he said, fuck it. I've got a nasty heater, and I'm going with it. So his fastball usage is up, and because of that, he is one of if you look at the statistics right now, whatever statistics you want to look at, you would have to say that Jose Barrios has had the best start of any starting pitcher to the Major League Baseball season this year. And the other guy was Nathan Eovaldi, because I was looking at that. He basically just said, oh, my cutter? Yeah, fuck it. I'm not using it anymore. And he's had great results because of it.
Throw more fastballs, huh?
Yeah.
And guess what? Let me rewind. Don't guess what. Go and look. I would bet, I'd be willing to bet that there may even be a slight uptick in velocity.
For Barrios?
No, for Eovaldi.
Oh, I mean, maybe. I mean, he fucking throws 100 anyway.
Right, but what I'm getting at is the Barrios factor and the Eovaldi factor. If you don't lose it, or if you don't use it, you lose it, they say.
Yeah.
If you don't use that fastball, you'll lose the fastball. And a lot of times you see guys develop a cutter, which can start to carve into your spin efficiency on the 4-seamer and your ability to create that true backspin and really rev up those RPMs and get that extra tick or 2 of velocity. So when guys become cutter heavy, they start to lose the life and the effectiveness and the gear on their fastball that allows them to compete in the strike zone. So when I see guys ditch that, I start to think about them getting back to using the 4-seamer or the fastballs, not only with more frequency, but probably up in the zone a little more, and maybe we see Eovaldi spin that bender a little more.
Yeah.
With Barrios.
Yeah. The Eovaldi's using the 4-seamer more. and he's seeing results. But yeah, I mean, like Barrios straight up is just like I've got a nasty fastball, so let's use it.
Well, right, you've got the life and the ability to put it where you want. Let's not get away from that. That's what makes the secondary shit so good.
The Royals, I don't know how much Royals baseball you're consuming these days, but they're there. You know,
I'm watching the Royals. I'm
4-3 start. 4-3 start.
It's not terrible.
It's not terrible.
I mean, again, we're not even.
I mean, Witt's being Witt. Yet. I mean, like Witt is absolute plug and play. You can put him on a winning team. You can put him on a losing team. Witt is going to show up. He's going to get his 3 hits. He's going to go home and he's just going to chill. That's
bags
Witt
too.
Yeah, he's swiping bags. Yeah, I'm interested in seeing where the Royals end up in this because. You know, you have the Indians in first place, and we don't think the White Sox are not a 4th place team. The Twins are not a 3rd place team. The Royals, nice little start, and the Indians, nice little start. But I think where a lot of people made a mistake was writing off the Indians because they trade Francisco Lindor, and it's like, okay, yeah, it's the same situation that other teams have found themselves in where they trade a star player, but it's like, well, we still. You know, we've won the division and we've been to the playoffs a lot. I mean, like one player does not define our team. Losing that one player makes us worse. But have you seen our rotation? Like we still got guys that fucking deal.
Oh yeah, they still got buckets of fuzz down there.
Yeah, and I think with the Indians, the problem has always been offense. So when you trade one of your best offensive players, it's like, well, fuck. Our number one Achilles heel has always been putting some runs on the board for these guys that are out here dealing for us in the starting rotation and then the arms that we have in the bullpen. So yeah, I mean, to this point, 5-3 start. Okay, that's pretty good. Get all things considered with the holes that we saw with this team coming into the season. Again, all of this is very, very early to make any determination whatsoever. But I think what you can kind of take away from this is the Indians are still here. Like, yes, Francisco Lindor is gone, but they can still pitch, and if they can scratch some runs across, they're going to win some games.
Well, that's why, I mean, even, like, what's their run differential at?
They are plus 15. The Twins are plus 21. The White Sox are plus 11. And
that's exactly what I was going to say, is even with a smaller gap in run differential, the reason that they've won those ball games is because they've pitched well.
They've won 4 straight.
Give them the opportunity to win a ball game from their starting staff. Give them 6. Give them, and the Indians, maybe more times than not, have a chance to come out on top.
Yeah. The Orioles, it was a nice run. They started off 3-0. That'll be it. They'll be in the basement for the rest of the year. The Yankees, it's been frustrating. It's been frustrating. I mean, you knew that not having Luke Voit to start the season, that would be an issue offensively, even though you still have a fucking million other guys that can hit the shit out of the ball. But Aaron Judge not being in the lineup for a little bit, and Giancarlo Stanton just having one grand slam, and then that's kind of it. Like your big boppers are not bopping, and that's a problem when you're falling back on Rougned Odor to bail you out in extra innings. If that's the fucking guy that you need to win ball games,
the brand new baby-faced assassin Rougned Odor.
Yeah, like they need Rougned Odor to bail them out and avoid the sweep in Tampa Bay.
Rougned Odor went from somebody who looks like he could have been cast on Sons of Anarchy to somebody who looks like he was in the who sings the fucking song "Bullet for My Valentine."
I have no fucking idea.
Yeah, you do. What's the fucking dude's name?
Bullet for My Valentine?
Is that the name? I'm trying to think of the name of the band. I just have that emo look with the half worn knitted cap. Halfway on the scalp.
That's the name of a band.
Is it name of my
Bullet for My Valentine?
Who's the singer? No.
Oh
my God. What's the holy shit? What is the name of that fucking artist?
Matthew Tuck?
Fallout Boy. Fallout Boy.
Oh,
that's who I was thinking. I have this image in my head of this dude like emo kind of haircut, wearing a knitted cap, so he went from seriously, he went from a dude who you could put on the back of a Harley with a fucking vest on. He could be a member trying to get patched in. And then he got a haircut. And now he's like the bass player for some fucking emo band.
I mean, I get what you're going for there, but that was rough delivery there. That was.
I don't know. I don't know the fucking names of the fucking band.
We were all over
that
the place.
shit.
I don't know how you got Bullet for My Valentine and Fall Out Boy.
Because I was trying to think. What is it? So is that a band name? Is that a song name? What is that?
I don't know. Anyways, the Yankees are 4-5. Tampa Bay Rays are also 4-5, and the Toronto Blue Jays are also 4-5. Every team in the division is 4-5 except for one team.
Oh man!
And that team, Dallas, it is the team with the most wins in the American League. They are the first place, sole position in the American League East, Boston Red Sox, winners of their last 6 consecutive games, boasting the best hitter in Major League Baseball. His name is Jumbo Dong Julio Daniel J.D. Martinez.
That's just patently false.
No, it's true.
Not even close.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
He had a good game.
J.D. Martinez leads the MLB in hits, doubles, extra base hits, home runs, RBI, total bases. He's 3rd in batting average, 2nd in slugging percentage, and OPS.
He had a good game. He had a good game.
And OPS. So, yeah, he is the best hitter in baseball right now. The Red Sox are the hottest team. And definitely going to sustain it. And they will be American League East champions. That pretty much covers every team in baseball. So, we hope you enjoyed the Monday standings minute that took approximately a half an hour, maybe a little bit more.
Just all. It's no big deal. What else do you got to do?
Yeah. Love that. Did you want to hit on Brent Honeywell before we get into our friends at Canadips?
That would be nice because this dude needs some love, and it's not only him that needs the love.
You made a great point on Morning Wood about this.
It's the folks around him as well. Look, 1,300 fucking days, okay, and countless setbacks, and that's not even mentioning the documented surgeries and setbacks. Like, there's other shit that goes on in a rehab process that folks just don't know about, you don't hear about. There's things that factor into your ability to get back and how that happens. So when you have that long of a layoff and you've been dealing with elbow surgery after elbow surgery after elbows, you're wondering, I don't even know if I'll be able to function normally in my lifetime away from baseball, let alone get back to. And that's exactly what happened is Brent Honeywell Jr. and the Tampa Bay Rays found themselves back on a big league mound, this time for the first time in the regular season. His big league debut, Jared, against the New York Yankees. He wasn't going to start and go 6, 7, 8. We understood that. But what you didn't know was what it was going to look like, how he was going to rebound, how he was going to be able to handle the emotion that went into that moment in time. And what we got was 2 innings, 2 strikeouts, and a healthy Brent Honeywell leaving the big league mound with that giant smile. That is what we all wanted. So when I say I was locked in watching that game, it was for those reasons, because I know what it's like to have to climb that mountain. And you feel like Sisyphus. Every time you get close, every time there's something that pops up, whether it's a challenge, maybe somebody else needs you continue to find a way to just keep that ball right there, and eventually we got to get it to the top, and he did. He fucking did. And it can't be understated what it means to have people around you buying into your process, because there's going to be days where you feel like you can't do shit. You can't compete. There's no way you could get that done. The people around you, they might feel it too, but they know that they've got to be that sounding board. They've got to be that crutch that day. And when you have folks who can weather that storm with you and get you to that sunny day, there's no feeling like it. There really is no feeling like it. So shout out to B Honey and the rest of the squad. Not only the Rays, but the squad at home, the squad in the facilities that helped him get to where he was. A huge, huge milestone for that man and for the folks around him. So tip of the cap to B Honey.
You know, I enjoy when umpires get the call wrong, even if it's my own team, because there's just something about that rage that I experience when it's like when the umpire gets the call wrong and you know that they're wrong and then they keep it wrong and then the internet agrees with you. Everyone's like, clearly they got the call wrong. There's just something about that rage as a sports fan that I enjoy because, like, I don't know, I just don't really give a fuck about a lot of things in life. So it's good to know that that part of my brain still functions. Like, I can still feel rage and anger over like something that gets totally fucked up like that. So last night, I'm watching Sunday Night Baseball. It's the Phillies, it's the Braves, and we got our boy Rhys Hoskins hitting a homer, Bryce Harper's hitting a homer, Ozzie Albies, Ronald Acuna Jr., Freddie Freeman. They all go deep. It's a dinger fest. So I'm like, like once you start to get tied and it's late, and you're like, oh, this has fucking walk-off bomb written all over it. It's the perfect story. Well, Didi pops one into shallow left, and Alec Bohm comes chugging to the plate, and next thing you know, it's like, well, I mean, to the naked eye, watching this on TV, I'm like, oh, like he didn't touch the plate, and then it's like, safe, and it's like, well, all right, well, you were looking right at it, but I mean, they're obviously gonna look at this. He's out. Like, all right, let's keep getting the baseball action rolling here. To the naked eye, without the benefit of instant replay, he looked out. I didn't see him touch the plate. And then you look at the slow-mo, and you're like, oh, he definitely didn't touch the plate. And they still get it wrong after reviewing it. I don't know. Because
you got to understand, again, to answer this question and to wrap it up quickly and simply, I'll give you this, and then we can get into it. What was the call on the field originally?
Safe.
And that right there is what you need to know about instant replay, is that when the call is safe initially and there is nothing that can definitively tell you otherwise, you're going to be saddled with that safe call. You're going to hang with them. That's all it's going to be. So then you go through the replay. And there's a split second where Bohm's left foot goes through the screen and you lose it behind the leg of the catcher, of d'Arnaud. And in that moment, as much as I want to tell you that his foot didn't hit the plate, as much as you know his foot didn't hit the plate, the one thing we all have to remember is that none of us can tell anyone what the foot was actually doing at that specific moment in time. And you're going to say, but Dallas, you rewind it 100,000th of a second farther, and you can see his foot in the air. You fast forward it 100th of a second farther, and you can see his foot in the air beyond the plate. And I would just go back and go, but if you rewind it to that one little point that I'm talking about right here, where none of us can see what the foot's doing, what would we say about that moment? And what the folks in New York are saying is that right there is enough for us to go, inconclusive, can't help you, sorry, safe on the field, stands. Why? Because those guys in New York are wearing the same uniforms that the guys down on the field are. They're friends. You guys know that, right? So they're not going to throw their boy under the bus. They're just not going to do that. That's why the replay goes the way it does.
I think Buster Olney tweeted earlier today.
Yeah, that they figured it out, and he said sorry, and that he should have gotten it right, and that the call was wrong. Outstanding. But who does that help?
He said,
who does that help?
He said, it's important that Major League Baseball come out today with a statement saying the pivotal review in Atlanta last night was incorrect. There is no evidence that Alec Bohm touched home plate. None.
No, he's what is he's saying that needs to happen, or is he saying that has happened and he likes that it has happened? Because it sounds like he's making a statement that says baseball needs to come out and address this.
Yes.
Which one is it? What is happening?
He said it's important that Major League Baseball come out today with a statement saying the pivotal review in Atlanta last night was incorrect. And he said last night, he said, I have no idea what they saw. Seems pretty conclusive, and lots of texts flying in from folks around baseball asking the same. This will be a big topic of conversation tomorrow.
We just hammered it out. I'm telling you right now, folks. I'm not like I don't know everything. I'm actually really dumb, but I do know baseball, and I can tell you right now that split second of not being able to track Bohm's foot as it flies through the screen at that moment is what they are standing on. That's what baseball is standing on right now, is that moment of inconclusiveness. They weren't able to tell, and what they know is you also at home weren't able to tell. So they then asked the question, would you have us overrule this call because we all think it should be this way? Or would you have us overrule this call based on what we can definitively see, which is we can't definitively tell you that his foot didn't touch the plate at that time?
I get what you're saying.
Let me ask you.
I get what
okay,
yeah.
so let's take this slowly.
Mm-hmm.
Do you're
Yes,
saying that you
I get,
understand what
yes,
I'm saying?
yep.
So you understand
Yep.
that moment in time.
Yes. Yep.
Then that right there is all we have to focus on if you want to bitch about this specific
Sounds like we just
play.
need better angles.
That's it. Better angles, and that begs the question, more technology, more cameras. Like, when is enough?
Like a fucking camera in the plate.
like that's where we're getting, right? That's how tough that's going to be. Like, and this is where they talk about sensors. Like, should Bohm's cleat have nicked the front edge of the plate closest to the third base line as he slid in? Would the sensor have gone off and told us, hey, contact was made? Would the sensor be able to tell that it was Bohm's cleat and not d'Arnaud's knee pad that hit the plate? Like, how would we be able to differentiate that?
That's a good point.
I know it's the only kind I make. My point is we're hung up on what we believe happened. We need to just remember the outline and the rules that replay is following, and then we have to be honest with ourselves when we are assessing the replays. And being honest with myself, didn't look like he hit the plate when he slid. Being honest with myself, I couldn't tell you what happened in that 100,000th of a second where we lose Bohm's foot behind d'Arnaud. And being honest with myself and you at home, it had no shot of touching the plate after he slid beyond home plate as well. So before, no shot. During, I don't know and you don't know. And we can't lie to each other and tell each other different. After, no shot at touch the plate. It's that one little spot, that one little fucking spot in between that we are getting railroaded by from the umpires.
Yeah. Didn't they admit, though, that they got it wrong? Didn't the umpires admit after the game that they fucked it up?
I don't know. If that happened, that's news to me, and that was kind of where I was going with the Buster Olney statement, is if they have come out and said that already, baseball, great, but what does that do? Like, it's like that apology that you asked for. Do you really want it? And does it mean anything to you? Because nothing has changed. Like, we're not going to go back and play that over. We're not going to do it over, and you didn't give us the chance to hang out on the field and make sure it was right then. Well, you did, and you call that process replay, but there's obviously holes punched in this replay process. So how do we move forward with this? Like, what good does an apology do for you? Yeah. What does that do for you if baseball does come out and go, hey, hand up, my bad?
I mean,
what does that change?
Drew Smiley said, we have 5 different angles on a nationally televised game, and it's clear that his foot didn't touch the plate. And then Bohm said, on the play at the plate, I was called safe. That's all that matters. He said the replay review felt like an hour. It was quite a relief when they said safe. And then you even had Mike Trout responding to a Will Middlebrooks tweet. Will Middlebrooks tweeted, how do you watch that replay and say he's safe? This is a joke. And then Mike Trout tweeted, so bad, with the laughing, crying emoji.
Yeah. Again, and you made the point on Morningwood as well, that Mike Trout has, in his entirety of his career, voiced his opinion on 2 things. One, the biggest cheating scandal to rock Major League Baseball in the history of Everdom and a horrendous replay call. That's how bad it was. Like, 1, the biggest cheating scandal ever. 2, a replay call. Mm-hmm. Those are the things that Mike Trout is choosing to voice his opinion on. Like, take note.
It's crazy.
Take note.
It's crazy. Well,
that's how bad it is.
It is bad, but I've always maintained that even when there's something super, like, people are like, oh, this is why baseball's dying and this is why people don't care about baseball. I mean, everyone was talking about it. Like, whether or not it's for a good reason or for a bad reason, people were if people didn't care about baseball, they wouldn't care enough to discuss something like this.
Yeah, but we don't want to enter the realm of, like, I understand. There's a lot of people who believe any press is good press. There's no such thing as bad press. And we were talking about it when the faithful negotiation tactics were being leaked, and everybody was talking about baseball week of the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. Sure, it's okay because baseball's on the brain, but why are we talking about it? And when you start to think about stuff like that, it's like, why were we talking about it then? Not for anything positive. Why are we talking about it now? Why are people outside of the baseball world paying attention to what's going on in baseball? Well, it's not anything good. It's because baseball continues to shoot itself in the foot. Yeah. And we're all watching the idiot reload the gun and point it at the other foot and going, are they going to get it? Nope. They're just going to blow their other foot off. Let's watch.
Yeah. It's fucking wild. Just some quick news and notes here. Miguel Cabrera to the injured list with a bicep injury. That sucks. I mean, baseball is just more fun when Miguel Cabrera is there. Dexter Fowler is out for the fucking season.
Horrible,
with a torn ACL. That one sucks. Big blow to the Phillies. I mean, obviously that was their Achilles heel last year, was their bullpen, and so then they go out and they get Archie Bradley, and he's on the injured list with an oblique. I don't know if you were watching I was interested to get your take on it. The Chris Archer injury. He was pitching against the Yankees over the weekend, and it didn't. I mean, so he has forearm tightness, but when he was taken out of the game, I mean, he didn't like grab at anything. So I thought it could have been forearm because he kind of like wiggled his fingers a little bit. And I was like, that feels like a numbness in the fingertips, or like the shooting sensation in your fingertips, which could have been like elbow, could have been forearm, but something to keep an eye on when you start talking forearm.
The best part about it is, I think what he said after, and I'm paraphrasing here. He just kind of said, "Look, it's nothing serious. I've got some tightness in there. Got to work those kinks out, but nothing serious." That right there, that was like a breath of fresh air. Like, because there's a lot of apprehension and there's a lot of questioning going on when it is serious, and very rarely do you just come out and say right away, like, oh, it's, you know what, not that serious, just a little tight, blah, 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 blah. So that's the positive I'm taking away from this, is a guy who has been through the ringer, tried to do everything he can to get his shit right, thoracic outlet, finally starts to feel okay, and then this happens. I hope it's just a byproduct of him continuing to, knock the rust off.
Yeah. Ketel Marte, Hammy's barking. He's going to take a seat. Injured list. And then our guy, Mike Soroka, some shoulder inflammation. How much do you think shoulder inflammation this early on could be attributed to being out for a year and trying to ramp back up too soon, or just your body's getting used to it still?
I'd say quite a bit. It's this is probably, as it says, inflammation. Just the tendons, the entire area, just a little barky, just a little inflamed.
Yeah.
Just a matter of, like, the dude is legit and requires some rest.
Yeah.
Requires some rehab. So when the arm and the body take that long of a period of time off and you get back on it, you get cranking on it, you have to, again, it's not like, it is like riding a bike in terms of knowing what you got to do, but then you have to react to what your body is telling you. You have to react to the messages you're receiving. So you put in the data, that's all your work, your bullpens, everything in the gym, and then the data that comes back is your soreness level and what it's going to take to get the body right again. So you just have to figure out that algorithm.
Obviously, a speedy recovery to Mike Soroka. The Braves could definitely use him right now. They could always use him, but you know what I could always use?
Well, I was going to say, speaking of speedy recovery, I see some guys out there that could use use a speedy recovery when it comes to that fucking facial fest.
Yeah, they definitely could. Not us. Not us.
Not us, huh? Not these guys.
Not these guys. Not these guys that have beautiful facial hair. But that's because we're out here popping that Man TF up. Because today's episode is brought to you by the team at Man the Fuck Up. These guys have struck gold with their ultimate beard growth supplement. The shit works like a charm to help you naturally grow a fuller, thicker, manlier beard. If you're struggling to grow a beard, tired of dealing with the patchy bitch beard, or you've got a weak chin, which is 100% true in my case, that you're trying to hide, it's time for you to man the fuck up. It's all natural and specially formulated to help you grow your facial hair stronger, faster, and healthier. So here's what you got to do. You text starting 9, the number 9, to 66097, and that'll get you 20% off Man TF Up Ultimate Beard Growth.
Ooh.
No beard filter on social media. You don't have to worry about that shit, even though there are some pretty cool ones on there, I will say. But if you do use like a beard filter on social media to kind of see what it would be like if you had a sick beard, it should make you want a great beard without the help of a filter. Go out and fucking do something about it. Now you can't. Do women like men with beards? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do.
Fact.
It's a socially acceptable mask to cover up your weak-ass chin, which is what I'm doing. I use it so that I don't look like I'm fucking 19 anymore. You do that.
You know why I do it too?
Why?
Like, because I'm a sloppy eater, and when you have a big beard, people just expect naturally for shit to get in there.
Yep.
So it's like my rite of passage into just looking like an absolute pig when I eat. Well, I got shit in my beard. That's fine. It's going to be there till I'm done. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, you're just a fucking animal. So go ahead and enhance your beard, grow a thicker, fuller beard, get rid of that patchy ass shit that you've got, that excuse of a beard that you have on your face. Text starting 9 to 66097. Again, that will score you 20% off Man TF Up Ultimate Beard Growth.
This shit makes me want to shave my face and just start popping these pills.
You should do it. I bet you your beard would be even sicker than it already is.
Super.
You know who could use some of this?
I know who could use some of this. I mean, he's got an MVP. He's got the time. I mean, he's got a lot going on in that trophy case. You know what he doesn't have going on that trophy face of his?
What is that?
No beard.
No beard, and I don't think he's capable of growing one. I really don't.
No, neither do I. I've seen babies' asses that have more stubble on their face than one Christian
Yelich. Yeah. So without further ado, you guys have waited 14 months for this.
Hey, Christian Yelich has waited 20 plus years to grow a beard.
Yep.
Still ain't happened.
Still doesn't happen. So at least one of these things happen, and it is the 2020 spring training interview. The Dinner with Yelly, Part 1, coming at you right now. Part 2 coming at you next week.
Brought to you from Ocean.
This is 5, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Did we get a clap?
Well, there you go. I mean, that's a 25 grade.
That's a DNF.
That's a 25 grade clap. All right, Christian Yelich, 5-time guest, first ever.
Ever.
Yeah, there's a lot of 4-timers.
Ever. It's not even a guest at this point. It's a correspondent.
Yeah.
It's an unofficial correspondent.
Like, we should be cutting him a check at this point.
Right. These aren't interviews. These are just check-ins.
Yeah. It's just like, hey, how you doing?
What's going on, buddy?
Great. Awesome.
How's life?
Yeah.
Do you have any animals yet? What's going on?
Do you?
No.
You don't have a dog? Nothing? Well, your mom has a
My
dog.
mom's got a dog, which is kind of like my
Mom
dog.
has a dog, falls
but not
back.
really. I don't have to take care of it. But
Cooper?
Cooper, look at you, dude.
Nailed it.
So, your mom's dog follows you on Instagram?
That means that...
Allegedly, yeah.
Oh, no, that's confirmed.
It is?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that just means, like, your mom follows me on Instagram.
Is it kind of
I think my stepdad runs that dog's. I don't know. One of them.
It's one or the other.
What we can call it.
Jared's mom and sister follow me on Instagram.
I don't have a
and
sister.
Twitter.
Funny thing, I don't actually have a sister. Yeah.
I can show you their accounts. They're nice.
No, I think that's fine. Actually, my mom not on social media.
I can confirm that's a lie.
Have you checked in with Mrs. Clancy recently?
No, I have. It's been a minute.
It has been a minute.
Yeah, I have to circle back on
She's
that
due.
one.
She's due for a road trip, I think.
Kevin's been cool lately, though.
That is true.
To me, at least. Like, he doesn't talk that much shit to me in like the last.
Well,
Because you're not in the division anymore.
That's true.
Yeah.
He's gone soft, too.
That's true.
Yeah, very
He has.
flaccid approach these days.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been focused on Stevie Cohen, that deal falling through.
Oh,
and
you hate to see it.
you really do.
That's tough.
You really do hate to
That's
see a
tough.
guy like
Thought
that.
somebody was
get
going to buy the
super
squad and get
excited.
him out of
Poverty.
purgatory.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Both words fit.
That guy has some,
Some cheese.
Yes.
Yeah.
Some cheese.
just a little bit.
Some
Yeah.
cheese. How would you react to a gajillionaire buying the team? Like, do you immediately walk in there? Like, I'm talking like, you know what I mean? Like, not to say that ownership isn't already loaded. Clearly, pockets are doing well. But like somebody like Mark Cuban buys the fucking squad. I'm fucking jacked because we actually used to fly on the Mavericks plane, the A's.
With the A's?
We used to share their.
Was
yes.
it pretty nice?
Oh my God, it
Yeah.
was sick. Especially if
all
you think
this.
like how long ago that was, 10, 15 years ago or whatever it was,
Right.
10 years ago.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh, legit. Super plush.
It's probably not a bad thing.
Card tables all the way down. Like, yeah. Just,
It would have been good for him, I'm
and
sure.
you'd love it because massive headspace. Like, massive.
Yeah,
Because
look at all those guys like 7
right,
feet
because
tall.
everybody's fucking
Yeah.
7 foot tall. Everybody's a footer.
I don't know. Anytime some dude's about to write like a $3 billion check, like, here you go.
Into that.
Yeah. But oh well, he'll be all right.
Are you
Kevin'll be
like
all right.
super into the diet?
Not like super into it.
Like
but
you not eat bread?
No, I will. I'm not.
Do you have a.
It's not TB12 method or anything over
Right.
here, but
Fucking guy won't even
one
eat
day
tomato.
maybe.
Do you ever get anybody? Have you ever gotten anybody to get a chef or anything? We used to get a chef in spring training.
like a personal one? I don't know if any guys have. I would think about it one day, maybe.
Dude,
I'm surprised you don't now.
no.
Yeah. We'll
It
see.
is.
That's like an
see.
investment bet. That's
Yeah.
day one.
It just makes your life easier. That's
I
really
did it
all
in
it
spring
is.
training, and I did it a few times because I was rehabbing quite a bit. And I did it when I was rehabbing just because get your workout in.
It's because you're so tired after the day. Like if I don't get food on the way back home from the stadium, I'm just not gonna eat that.
Right,
I'm just
it's
gonna
like-
pass out and worry about breakfast in the morning.
Yep.
Because you're just so tired after spring training days that
I'd go
you're
home
like,
and nap.
yeah, I'm
Go home
done.
and fucking pass out.
Imagine if I hired a personal chef, they'd just be cooking up chicken fingers and
That's all they have to do.
bringing out the chocolate milks
Throw
every
a
day.
pot of grease.
You like you're 12?
Yeah.
I kind of do sometimes still, but not that bad.
You do fast food at all?
Not really. It's not really like you're talking like McDonald's and stuff. No, I don't even know the last time I had McDonald's or Taco Bell or anything like that.
Really? Not even after like a night of drinking. You're just like, all right, and then I'm hammered. I want like some 2 a.m. Taco Bell. You're not dialing that up.
That was the last time I went to a Taco Bell.
Yeah.
But that was years ago. Like,
Yeah. Box.
trying to think of like
wandering
when
around.
I actually went to Taco Bell. I couldn't tell you last time I've been to Taco Bell. I've been to
missing
McDonald's more times than I've been to Taco Bell. But Taco Bell's phenomenal, by the way.
I have a
It's
confession.
incredible.
I actually went to Taco Bell on the drive out
Here.
Here,
Yes.
Yeah.
Just like stomach rumbling.
like I don't know,
nothing to eat.
I don't know what's in those tacos.
But see, I keep it as clean-
It's definitely not meat.
I keep it as
You
clean as
know?
possible.
But
I go
it's amazing.
grilled chicken soft taco, chicken cheese only, please. That's exactly how I order it into the box.
Yeah.
I used to eat it in high school all the time. I'd count the change out of my cup holder. It's like
Get
it's
your
either- it's
$1.09
either
for a
this or
chicken soft taco.
You got some dimes, some nickels, a couple pennies, and
The
like,
Jack in the Box, 2 tacos for 99
$1.50
cents.
out of like
Yeah.
the change thing in your cup holder. Like perfect. That'll
Did you get
get
to
me
go
a
off
couple
campus
tacos.
when you were in high school?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My school, I was already done with school at like noon, and baseball was like at 2.
Oh, okay.
So I had a couple hours every day just to.
But like
was your
even
first
so,
car?
like freshman, sophomore, junior, senior year, you were able to go off campus.
Junior, senior year. Freshman, sophomore, no. But junior, senior year, I think. It's been 10 years, which is crazy.
Right? Did you drive?
Yeah. I had junior year, I had my license.
First car.
Truck.
What kind?
I don't even remember. A black
Beater?
one.
Yeah.
How do you not know what kind of truck you're driving?
Because it's been like 12 years.
I mean, I had a 96 Chevy Cavalier. That was my first car. Got rid of it because the fucking brakes went out as I was going downhill into a main
I used to park
street.
downhill so my my car would start at night. I park downstairs, so I'd turn that shit on in the morning and I'd actually be able to go to school because the thing was always on empty.
Or if not, you can just throw it in neutral and start to cuss.
Yeah. What was your
Yeah.
first job to put gas in that tank?
Dude, it's embarrassing, but my first job was baseball, yeah.
Really?
I never had like a high school job, yeah.
You
I was
did not.
fortunate enough to like be able to do that.
Damn. Good for you.
Yeah.
I was slinging sneakers.
Like where? At Foot Locker?
Foot Locker?
Like
Bob's.
Al Bundy?
No, Bob's. Because it was the
Selling
official
women's
store of the
used
Red
shoes?
Sox. It was the official store of the Red Sox, so I got like 20% off of the Red Sox t-shirts. That's why I got a job there.
Yeah. I would get like $20 for like the week for like lunch.
Yeah.
So I was like, here you go, you can spend your 20 all one
Yeah,
day.
however-
or
however you
five,
want.
like, you know,
Have at it.
That's how you kind of learned how to budget
Manage.
a little bit.
Yeah.
It's like, oh man.
Yeah.
If I go hard today, I go like. So the best thing I did in high school was I didn't go to school one day. I don't remember why. It was probably just like I'm not going to school today. And my mom had like a Costco card. You've been at Costco, right?
Oh, yeah.
So like you just to get in, you don't really have to do anything. You just got to flash the card and they'll let you in, and you can get like the $1 pizza or hot dog, right? So I took my mom's Costco card, photocopied that shit, cut it out, took like an old Dairy Queen gift card, like cut it out perfect, taped that shit to the front of the Dairy Queen gift card, like perfect, like you couldn't tell. Had it in my wallet,
Wow.
flash it, get into Costco every time.
Damn.
Like it was the
Well,
greatest.
catch
Costco
me
got
if you can.
scammed.
Over
And
here.
you don't need to, when you go to the food court there, you don't need to scan the
it.
bar. It's
Right.
only if you buy something in the store. So you could, go walk around the thing and eat all the
Crush
samples
all the
for lunch.
samples.
Yep, right. Or you go to the food court with your buddies and get like the $1 pizza.
Dollar
or like
pizza.
and get a drink or whatever you want, or like a wrap or something.
Yep.
So that was the scam in high
Gotta
school.
find the loopholes.
Perfect. So it
Yeah.
was like, I got so many texts every day at school.
Trying to
like,
go to
"Hey, man,
lunch?"
Are you going to Costco? Like, if not, can I borrow your card?
I mean, is nobody catching on at this point at Costco? Like, yo, this fucking kid comes in here with all the homies
Yeah.
like 3 days a week.
Like, here you go. Come on in.
He's 14. He's not a member at Costco. What's going on here?
How tall were you in high school?
Probably a little bit shorter than I was now, but I looked young. So did all my, I mean, a high school kid, but
Right.
yeah, I was
Game in the
pretty proud
system.
of that one.
That's a great. But I had a friend who actually, because we had to have lunch passes to get off campus, and only the upperclassmen got them, right? So juniors and seniors, like you said. But
Yeah.
this was like, I think this was our senior year. My friend did the same thing, photocopied a lunch pass, took them home, and was pumping out lunch passes and slanging them, selling them at school, selling lunch passes, and got caught.
Oh, how'd you get caught? How'd you get caught?
Bad because people were like, "Yo," like it was blatantly obvious that she was selling to freshmen.
Yeah.
Right? Like
Well, how did he get caught as a source?
Somebody
you're
ratted him.
12.
Yeah.
No, this was a female.
Ah.
Yeah, this is a female that did this.
Damn.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Did they get like a blanket immunity to tell?
You know, that's weird. They've been handing out blanket immunities these days.
Yeah,
for
they really
information.
have.
I don't. Now that I look back at it, I don't know.
Yeah.
I do know that like an expulsion was very rare. Like there was a long period
What?
of time where she
For
was not
that?
allowed in school. Oh yeah,
Really?
yeah. Because like fraud. You're ripping off because
You got to tip your cap for like a good scheme every now
right.
and then.
Yeah.
You do.
You really do.
You do.
You gotta just give a little wink and a nod. I feel like there were kids in my high school that were calling in bomb threats and they
High
got like
school
a
kids
3-day
do way
suspension.
worse shit than that.
Oh my
yeah.
God, we had bomb threat barbecues.
Yeah.
Like legit, we had bomb threat barbecues.
Yeah.
Guys would call in like test days.
Oh, we never had that.
Oh yeah.
Really? We had like a SWAT team show up at our high school one time.
Well, we had actual riots at our high school too, so that was always.
Yeah. It's a little bit of a different area.
Yeah, never had that.
Yeah.
I watched you get stabbed.
Well,
legit, like-
Westlake High School never had any
Yeah,
riots.
not so much on Westlake.
Yeah. No, we probably were good for like 1 or 2 a year.
Do you guys need a few more minutes?
Look at the seafood tower.
Seafood tower, do you want me to just customize one for you with a little bit of everything? You got it.
Trust you.
You got it.
Can't go wrong probably with anything.
No.
Yeah.
He's not an oyster guy. Can you tell him to eat a fucking oyster? Do you like oysters?
Yeah.
I've never had one. It's not that I don't like it. I I don't know what I'm missing out on.
Like a texture thing or just?
I don't know. Like
Let's go.
No,
I'm
I
big
would just
into
say
calamari.
probably crab, lobster, shrimp,
I mean, it's
oyster.
different
heavy.
than. It's different than.
No
Do you
mussels.
have fried calamari?
We do.
Oh yeah.
Want to do one of those?
Yes, please.
Okay, you got it.
I mean, I've been eating like Starbucks breakfast sandwiches all night, so like this is the meal that I'm just like, yeah, we're gonna cash in. Thames is gone.
Yeah.
Shaw's gone.
Yeah.
Moose is gone.
Oh,
I
the
mean,
homies.
you're looking around, and it's just like all these guys are gone. Has it been weird so far?
A little bit. I mean, you miss those guys, but you understand like how baseball works. Like,
Right.
You know, good for. We're happy for Moose. He
Right.
finally got paid.
How fucking, I mean, come on, dude. About goddamn time.
Yeah, he was stoked this offseason. We were with
Jesus.
him. He was excited.
Yes.
And
Yes,
He's a good player, so he deserved it.
Absolutely, absolutely. Were you with him? Like when
I don't know if like when like official. I went to his house that night after and like celebrated with
Sick.
him a little bit.
Sick.
We all work out at the
Malibu
same.
boys.
We all work
Right.
out at the same place and live fairly close. So I went to his place after, and he was excited. And Bronny popped in, and a couple other guys.
Yeah, we were both, like Jared and I both were legitimately, like legit stoked for the dude.
I couldn't have texted him fast enough. Because we said that 2 years ago when he
Right.
broke the
Like,
Royals
what
single
the
season
fuck
home
is
run
going
record. I was
on?
like, how does that equate to a 1-year deal?
Right.
I don't know. But yeah, so Miss Travis, Miss Moose, Thames, like they're all good guys.
When the homies leave, do you feel like you instantly get older? Like you're not any older. I mean, obviously.
No,
you're
but it's
year
like a
older,
different chapter, right?
Right. Yeah,
And,
that's what I mean. Like there's there's an aging process that.
It's
it
like
feels
all
an
those
aging
when you
process.
like talk to other guys and you're like the whole like, oh yeah, like back in 18, you
Right,
know? And
right.
like, it feels
Yeah.
like it's like a whole different career.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. You're
Like, even though
speaking
it's
like
like
that.
2
Like,
years.
oh, when these guys were here, when then it's like
Right.
because in the baseball
Yeah.
life, it does.
You
It
know how it
feels
is.
fun,
Everyone's
man.
always like, oh, back in like 2014 or like 2015. And
Well,
like,
we're
this
just
one will
talking
be
about. I'm like
back in 18.
Back in 07, I'm like, oh my god. I'm like in my head, I'm counting. That's fucking.
Yeah.
It's over 10 years.
Yeah.
Shit. Where does the time go?
That is wild.
I'll miss Thames. Thames was awesome. This guy's a character.
beautiful human.
Like the greatest dude ever. Like super nice guy.
Beautiful human.
I'll miss the dugout snaps. Like those are amazing. They're my favorite. I love a good snap. I don't really snap during the game. I don't go crazy.
Go up in the tunnel. Tunnel snap.
I
Are you a
rarely
tunnel
do. I
snapper?
might be like one a year. I'll just
Best. Give me the best snap story. I want
Of
your,
Thames?
your best
Yours.
snap
Mine.
story, and then I want somebody else's best snap story that you've seen. That because I've got a great
All right,
one.
well, I got two best that I've seen. They're like tied, so I'm going to tell you both
Okay.
of them. My best one's not really great. I think it was in St. Louis one time, and in St. Louis, you go down the bat rack, and everything is underneath the steps in the tunnel.
Yep.
You go down there, and then they have like the clubhouse lounge down there, and then you go around and up the stairs to the locker room. So I don't remember what I did. It might have been at 18, and like I punched with a guy on third in like less than 2 outs. Like I hate that shit. It pisses me off like
Gotta
so
touch
much.
it,
It's
bro.
like, oh,
Gotta
just
touch
hit
it.
it forward, dude.
Right.
Infield's
Just
bad.
fucking
Like, just
touch it.
hit it forward, you know? And I didn't. I punched, I think, and I just like went down there, and I had the C flap on the helmet. Awesome grip, by the way. If you're just gonna destroy your helmet, perfect grip. You can
Bryce
grab
Harper
that
needed
shit.
the C flap.
Right.
Hunter Strickland, Bryce Harper looks a little different if he
Yeah.
has a C
You
flap.
can
100%.
grab it and just go to town. And so I just
Beating the shit out of it.
obliterated this thing like pieces in our club. Our club, he was in the dugout at the
Just
time.
fucking
No, he
dodging
was in
shrapnel?
the dugout. I was down
Oh,
there by myself.
okay.
And I just walked by and said, hey man, I think I'm gonna need a new helmet. Just kept going. And he goes down there and like he's like looking at it and like, oh shit, yeah, you're gonna need a new helmet. Went and got me a new one. It was perfect. Like nobody ever knew what happened. Like,
Right.
that was the only time like I think I snapped.
That's
Like, and it's
great.
not even like that great a one.
Right, but I mean,
But that was me
you're
at
not a
the
big
time.
snapper. You're not a big snapper. What's the other one?
So Thames first was like the bat room in Milwaukee is like up the tunnel and to the right. They have like all the bats and there's like a little tee and a net. I guess if guys want to hit pinch hit because the cage is kind of far. And I forgot what I was doing. I either wasn't playing that night or I was hurt or something. And Thames punches.
Not good.
And like he just like walking in like just
Ready to
jacked, his big
run
elbow
through
gone,
shit.
like,
He's gonna
just
need a
hear-
new jersey after
Yeah.
this.
You just hear like banging and banging and banging, like there's explosions, just in there screaming, right? I'm like, what is going on down there? Like, who is snapping? And I didn't know who it was. And I walk in the bat room, and it looks like somebody put a couple bats through a wood chipper. Like,
just
everywhere.
shredded.
And then just eye level, 2 number 7 handles sticking out of the wall. Like, like eye level, like right here. And I was like, oh shit. Like,
You know what kind of power that takes?
Thames lost it in
To
here.
just
Like, there's
fucking
just
jab those in the
like this, boom, 2 of them. So it means we got through 1 bat.
He
Wasn't enough. Other one.
Like somebody
Just-
unleashed a bunch of starving beavers on a fucking bat
Yeah,
pack.
just going for it. Just put it right through a wood chipper.
Oh
Like,
my god, that is
everywhere.
great. That is
That's
phenomenal.
awesome.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
You get a picture of it?
No, I should have taken
I feel
a
like
picture.
that's like that's a picture moment.
I should
A
have.
guy named Kevin Malillo. This is in AAA. Kevin Malillo, Sacramento, punches out, not having a good day, goes into the bathroom and porcelain toilet, whatever.
Oh
And
no.
oh yes, oh yes, you just hear it.
See a toilet?
He comes walking out like nothing ever happened. And then fucking right behind him, here comes water right out of the
Well, I got one like that too.
right out of the
There was a old Turner Field. I'm not gonna say. I don't want to say who the guy was on this one.
They don't want to get stuck
But
with the bill later
he
on.
yeah, I don't want to say who the guy was on this one, but he'll know who. Like this, he took his bat down there, like calm as ever, just like walked down. Old Turner Field, like had a drinking fountain down there,
Oh god. Oh god.
and just
Turned it into a
beat the
geyser.
shit out of the drinking fountain. And there is water going. It's like a fire hydrant, just everywhere. He like walks back up all calm. There are dudes sprinting from the clubhouse, like mechanics. There are dudes trying to just
Trying to fix this shit.
chugging with wrenches, everything, trying to like fix it and all
Yeah,
that.
no
And he got a
chance.
bill like a few days later for a drinking fountain.
Yeah, Malillo had a bill in his locker.
Yeah,
Like,
it's probably worth it.
You gotta. Oh, absolutely.
You feel so good after that.
Yes.
If you do that on the road, I understand the bill, but if you do that at home, do you still get stuck with a bill? Probably with
Yeah,
the
yeah,
A's,
yeah.
but
Yeah.
with like a real team.
Oh yeah.
You
Yeah.
get stuck with the bill. You get stuck
Yeah,
with the
you're
bill.
getting billed.
How about this? This was in.
You just need to sometimes.
This is why I want to get my pitching coach on the thing because he tells this story. I was rehabbing in Bakersfield, A-ball, and I'm like, all right, working my way back. I've got a pitch count. I get through 4 innings. Things are going really well. I haven't given him a hit, a run, no walks, no anything. Perfect through 4. Get through 5, and the big league pitching coach for the Oakland A's right now was the pitching coach then. And he pulls me out, and I lose my shit. I want to keep pitching. I want to keep.
In a spring game?
Oh,
No,
hell yeah.
this is in a rehab game. Like it's my rehab start, but it's in a league game. It's in the Cali.
You wanted to keep pitching in a rehab start? You're like the only guy probably
Yeah,
in the
'cause
history
I-
of rehab
and-
starts
and-
that wanted to keep going.
Well, bro, I was like, fucking perfect game. I got a perfect game right now. I was pissed. He pulls me out. I proceed to go back behind the behind the dugout, and leading into the clubhouse, there's this big, tall wooden fence, and I tore the fucking fence down.
I'm assuming this was like pre-perfecto in the show.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because no one gives a shit about a perfect game in the Cal League. But,
Oh yeah. But my
you know
pitching.
what I mean? Like, who
Yeah,
cares?
you're not doing that afterwards.
Especially if you're a major league rehab guy.
Yeah.
Like,
Unless he
you're
just
supposed
wanted
do
to,
that.
he wanted to be like the statistic of name the only pitcher in baseball history to throw a big league and minor league perfect game.
I
Dallas
didn't.
Braden.
I didn't know it was coming. I didn't know it was coming. But I was fucking furious. Come on, Jared. You got to try your oyster.
I mean,
You gonna
what
do
the
it or
fuck is
what?
that?
You got this, man.
I mean,
Here, we'll give you a little guy. We'll give you a little blue point.
I
all right?
want. Let me see how it's done first.
Here. All right. I'll show you.
I just put like a little lemon on it and shoot it, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you move that.
I don't know if you want to go like horseradish out the gate. That's a little aggressive.
Yeah, not for him. That would knock his dick right in the dirt.
I don't even know if I'd have anything on it, to be honest with you.
Really?
I think just go lemon, dude. Like a
Lemon?
little bit of lemon.
See, I'm going the champagne vignette.
That's it.
That's it. It's pretty easy.
And that's it.
I go atomic horseradish.
Get you like a small one. There's like a small one over
Yeah,
here.
there's a little Johnny O.
What's it comparable to?
It's like its own unique thing. I don't know how to do it. But like hit it and then
What-
put a little
what are you
lemon on
doing?
that shit.
What?
You gotta like slurp
Out of the
it,
shell.
No. I'm dabbling. If I like it, then I'll do it the other way. I'm just
This
gonna.
is how you have to do it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's like
Trust me, you don't want to do it like that.
Why?
Because you want the. Didn't you put anything in it?
No.
it's the experience. Man.
Yeah.
Hit a little lemon on it.
Come on.
Let's go.
Come on. See what I'm doing? I'm trying to take this guy to a big
We're,
league dinner.
we're expanding horizons right now. It's a show
Thank
dinner. Look at that. Bam.
Alright.
Dial
Yeah,
it.
yeah, see,
Now
just-
slurp it. Like pick it
Do you
up.
like
and,
cocktail sauce?
I've never had it.
You've never had it? I
Just
promise.
go. Let's go just that way, straight like that.
Okay,
first.
all right, all right.
This way? Like
Yeah.
that?
Whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever. Either
Yeah,
way.
just
Ton of options. Yeah.
You don't chew it.
You can.
good.
Yeah.
Just
Do
give
you?
it a couple.
I did,
give it
yeah.
a couple once overs and then down the gullet.
It's quick, dude. Even if you don't like it, it'll be
Yeah.
over.
Gone. Swallow. Swallow. See, the idea is when you add flavors to it and stuff,
And you don't even. Yeah.
you,
It's not bad, right?
You enjoy
It's
the
not bad.
flavor and then you hammer that.
Yeah.
Look at that, dude. Growing up right before our
First
eyes.
oyster!
Jared
so cute at
Carrabis,
this age.
big oyster guy.
Big
man.
oyster guy.
Yeah.
The world.
And
Jared,
you grew up in
is your
you
oyster.
grew up in Boston. You never had an oyster,
Right?
No.
What
I mean,
is
like,
that?
I do a lot of seafood. I've never had an oyster before.
And his family doesn't even have chickens, and that's all he fucking eats is chicken tenders.
I mean, I got calamari here. Love lobster. We had lobster earlier today with the Rockies.
We did. We
Very
actually
good.
made some amazing. If you're ever
I like shrimp.
in the market for lobster tails, or excuse me, lobster rolls, Jared and I make a mean lobster. roll.
You made them?
Yeah, we put them down.
Good
Yeah.
for you.
Best road restaurant.
I think Prime 112 in Miami. It's one of my favorites. Yeah. There's a lot.
They take
though.
care of you there.
Yeah. Well, it's one of my favorite ones though in the country. You've been there, right? Yeah. You been there? No.
We
It's
were in
pretty
Miami
solid.
and like.
Yeah,
never
that's like
looked
a.
where we were in.
That's like the. Yeah.
I always go to Prime Italian though. Because the same menu, it's across the street from Prime
I haven't been
112.
there.
So it's Prime 112, right across the street, Prime Italian. Same menu as Prime 112, less of a scene, less crowded.
Yeah.
Also has Italian food there too, so I'm just really trying to go eat. I don't care about the
Yes.
scene.
Yep, thank you.
Not a
You ready
big,
to
not a
order
big
dinner?
scene
Yeah,
guy.
some chocolate milk.
So I just go across the street, get my food,
Keep it low-key.
eat, peace out, you know?
I was trying to take this dude to Nobu.
That was
Where?
a good one
When they were
too.
in Malibu.
Did you go to
When you guys
Malibu?
came into
Oh,
fucking
yeah,
town.
yeah,
So I
yeah,
wanted to
yeah.
go to Malibu.
Yeah, but you were out of there right after the game. You didn't stick around.
But I would have gone to fucking Nobu.
Nobu's solid, dude.
Bro.
Yeah.
Forgot about
The
that.
kid doesn't know what I'm trying to do for him yet.
Yeah.
Like he hears these words and he's like, oh yeah, whatever.
Since we brought up the California Strong celebrity softball game,
Yeah.
Yeah.
we got to talk, Skip.
Fuck, are you kidding me?
We
I
gotta
don't even
talk.
want to talk about that.
The batting order thing?
Let's talk about the batting order. Let's talk about the fact that we only got one AB each. Dallas homered. I put one that was robbed. You know,
Routine fly ball.
no, it was robbed, and we got some questions. Question number one.
How are the lineups constructed?
Yeah, what's up with the batting order?
It's like a random draw.
That's bullshit.
Yeah, like how are you trying to win or
Because
not?
I noticed everybody ahead of me had a higher Q score than I did.
Okay.
And
Yeah. So was there like a starting 9 and then everyone else was like kind of like a lottery, or?
yeah, it's like we'll
No,
throw.
I mean we definitely threw like the first couple guys were like your biggest celebrities, and
Yeah,
then it was
that's
just
what
a
you see.
random. Then it was random after that
Yeah.
because we're like, all right,
No.
how do we do this? And
I justified it by being like the third cleanup hitter in the lineup.
Yeah.
That's how I tried to tell
Were you
myself.
21st?
That's probably why we lost.
because I only got one AB.
I was a bad manager.
It
yeah.
wasn't great. I mean, did you even get a look? I sent you a video.
You did. I did watch it. I watched it.
I would say
I think.
the official MLB Instagram, social media, they were there. I
Yeah.
want to
Yeah,
say
they
one of
were.
the main highlights on that was Dallas Braden.
It was a good one. It was a good homer.
Good homer. Him
Yeah.
did.
That's not debate. We're not debating that fact.
Yeah, it was a great homer. The timeliness of the shit talk going around the bases, I feel like that didn't get enough credit.
You're wearing out the Bachelor guy, right?
Yeah. Where's my rose, Hanson?
Where's my rose? Harrison.
You see that one, McDreamy?
Yeah, McDreamy wanted a high five. Cutthroat here, bro.
Yeah.
That's all right though.
Yeah.
Jared Goff and I became friends at second base.
He's a good dude, man.
He's a great dude.
Really good
Yeah,
dude.
same.
Great dude.
All those guys are pretty cool. Everyone there is really nice and they're outgoing. Nobody's like too show for anybody.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, I assume that's why you guys are able to put that on and work together like that. Because if any one of the egos is too big, or anyone is
Right, we
like
just
you said,
wouldn't
too
do
show
it.
for it, you can't. Yeah.
Yeah. I think one of the big
And
issues
it's
that I
hard,
have,
dude. It's
though-
so hard to like put that game on and have it run smooth, and you know, like the game's not going to be super clean.
I mean, it was.
It's just not.
For the number of people that were there and how smoothly it ran, with the sponsors, the people that were there that were participating, the way that it was run, A+.
Everything that pregame is really cool, like the tents and the experience
A
and
fucking
just like,
flyover. A flyover.
yeah, that was cool.
You know what gets the fucking
was
hair
aroused.
to stand up?
I
A
was
flyover.
aroused.
Yeah. The one issue that I had, you drafted a bunch of guys that couldn't even play. Christian Yelich was on our team, couldn't play. A-Rod was on our team, couldn't play. Giancarlo Stanton was on our team, couldn't play. I feel like if we're going to go with
Yeah.
firepower, we need the best
That one's out of your
abilities
control,
available.
though. Like you can't force anybody to play. And
Yeah.
just having them come out and support it was cool. But a lot of our guys that
I feel like there was an inning where we could have used some.
the other team had
Defense.
more. The other team had more major league guys that played for
Mm-hmm.
sure.
I mean,
We had one guy that wouldn't play defense. That definitely
Well,
hurt the team.
That definitely hurt the
see,
team.
I mean,
That definitely hurt
there's
the
one
team.
thing I would like to say on the record.
I think we gave up 5 runs that inning. Too.
We did give up
you
5.
did.
We didn't have.
You
like-
did, which
No,
honestly,
we. See, that's the problem.
you did. Well, I'm not a team guy. I'm a me guy, first of all.
Clearly.
I think that the fact that I wasn't out there and that was the worst inning that you guys had just shows my value.
No.
No.
I mean, if it were hockey, we're talking plus minus. I have the best plus minus on the team. And that's what wasn't factored in. We were talking MVP of the game. My plus minus, I mean, that's MVP worthy.
It's like guys who say they have range but just can't get to anything.
Well, I mean,
You
the
hit the
ball
ball
that
right,
Jock
you hit it
Peterson
right
hit
to you.
600
Yeah,
feet over my
great
head.
job.
Couldn't get to it. But I was
Show
ready.
bomb.
I was ready, though.
That's what Jock does, though.
Yeah,
Pull
he
side
does.
homers.
I love his finish. I love his finish. Like he's
First
just
base dugout.
yeah, and like he's like I don't even know. Like I think I'm done now. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hook
I
the
love it.
pole,
I'm
baby.
already
Fucking
ready
love
for
it.
next year.
I love it.
See, the thing is, to get people to play in the game, most of those guys and girls, like, they don't know their schedule until a week out.
Right.
So it's stressful getting it set because
Oh, I'm not
a
gonna be
week
here.
out before the game, you have 0 players.
Right.
Like 0. So then you're like texting and calling everybody or having friends of friends
You
reach
should let me
out.
handle the East Coast recruiting because we didn't have any East Coast guys out there.
Well, it's hard. I mean, we had to fly across the country
Yes.
for a softball game. You did.
I
That's-
did.
Yeah.
I did because A, love the cause. B, love to win. We didn't do that this year, and
I
it
think I'm
left a really
0-2.
bad taste in my mouth.
0-2 as a manager in that game. I think I lost the first time too.
That's not good.
The first one doesn't count because we weren't there.
Yeah.
First year was practice. Second year was for real. Third year, championship.
I was at fantasy camp. I came from Arizona.
Yeah, see? How bad do you want it?
Really bad.
Real bad.
That's not bad. That's like an hour flight. Less than that, probably.
It's an hour that you could have spent fielding grounders from 63-year-old men. So
But I'm there.
Yeah.
Instead, I was shitting on fantasies, making dreams come true.
Right.
In Malibu.
Right.
I don't know how anybody goes to school at Pepperdine either, by the way.
Right?
If I went to
It's
school
way
there,
too
No
big.
chance. I'm never.
the last
walking
thing
to
I want
class.
to, there's like 10 things that I want to do that day before class.
Yeah.
And they're all right there.
Yeah.
And they're all like, you can throw a baseball at all of them, so.
Yeah.
How about the? I love the fact that deer roam that campus.
A deer, like an actual deer.
Deer just roam that campus.
Yeah, because it's the mountains right there.
And they're
then-
protected.
Love that. Big deer guy.
Huge deer guy.
Mm-hmm.
Huge deer.
Did you play last year?
In the softball game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What'd
I
you
took
get?
like one at bat. I got a hit. Yeah.
What kind of hit?
Single. I didn't miss. Like practice leading up to it, not pretty.
I didn't miss.
I went in clean. I had no BP for me. Which in hindsight was probably a bad idea, but like next year, still no BP.
I was more amped for BP than the AB. If
Yeah.
I'm being honest. I just wanted to put on a show, and I did.
I feel like next year.
See, I don't like the thing about BP, which is cool, I think, for some people, is like some of the big league guys hit BP there. And a lot of like the actors and actresses and stuff were like, oh my God, like it's coming off hot.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, you don't realize that when you're sitting in the stands of like a game watching BP or like
Well-
whatever. Well, you got a belly up there hitting hooking balls foul like,
That's- I
into the
thought-
parking lot.
Yeah.
Like,
And I thought all those people that were there like right when BP started, there was an assload of people
Just
on
dicking
the
around on
right
the
field,
outfield, yeah.
like foul line.
Yeah.
Right there.
Like, heads
like,
up, guys.
Right
Like,
there.
it's BP.
Like, someone is going to wear one off the head.
It's not BP, it's big league BP going on here.
right.
Like, hey, head on a swivel.
I also had a conspiracy that Braun was the other manager.
Yeah.
I had a conspiracy that they were using different balls for Braun's team because you had Hansen was just crushing homers. It's like that dude probably hasn't swung a bat in 15 years.
Rob Lowe plays though all the time. He loves baseball.
He was on our team though.
Yeah, he was on our team.
Yeah, we didn't get
yeah.
those balls. But they just
I
had.
thought
like,
Rob did pretty good, right?
No, he did. He had some scoops over there at first base. But see, that's why we should have had him in the at
He
first
also
base the
clanged
first
one at first base, if I'm being honest.
time. I mean, you were sloppy at
If
that.
I'm being honest. I was showing off. I was
Yeah.
doing, between the
next
legs.
year.
Our
Give the
lefty
people-
shortstop really wasn't ideal either, but hey,
Covered
working
a
with
lot
at least
of
you
ground.
played, you know?
Yeah.
Covered a lot of ground.
Me and Stan became friends.
Yeah, he's a good dude, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Massive human, by the way.
Big guy. I told him,
And big palm.
yeah, we patched things up. I mean, I still
Kinda.
trashed him. In the outfield. He refused to play catch with me when we were warming up.
I love a good grudge.
Yeah.
Yeah. You deserve
still-
it.
it's
You
still
deserve
ongoing.
it, though. You deserve it.
It's still ongoing. He stiffed us today. Or was that
Love
yesterday?
He big leagued the right. So do I.
Yeah. Yeah, I
That was
do.
yesterday.
Yeah, it was yesterday. Yeah, he stiffed us. Yeah, it's too bad that we had extra time.
I'm not
Trevor
offended.
Hoffman.
I'm not offended.
Yeah,
I feel like that was pointed.
for sure. But I mean, we already got him last year, so
Yeah. Yeah, so we didn't get to talk to Palm, but we talked to Trevor Hoffman instead.
yeah. You know
Good-
what?
Good backup.
I'll take that trade.
Good
If
beat
if this was flip flopped, and you were doing like a baseball podcast, who would be the first guy that you'd want to sit down and talk with?
Probably Barry.
Yeah.
Barry's a lot of good stories there. It's really entertaining.
But knowing what he knows, what do you think he would divulge in terms of those stories that make you know he would be a great guest, but there's also guys who, are standoffish about things that they want to talk about. Like, he's a very interesting dude. He's doing a lot of different shit these days too.
It probably depends on who it was asking the questions
Right.
and like his relationship with the person, Like if, I don't know how it'd be with like a stranger or just like a random person in the media, but like Barry's cool. Like, if you're in the game and you play and like all that and you can relate.
Right. You can speak the language.
Yeah, he's awesome. Like I love Barry. Like, me and him, we talk fairly often.
That's so cool.
Awesome, like hilarious stories, like where you're like, talking about just taking dudes who throw 100 like way back into the ocean. And
Yeah.
you're like, okay, sure, but then you like actually could do that.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The best part about him as like a hitting coach, like sometimes you just like won't understand how come the guys weren't putting this dude like in the upper deck.
Right. Like, why
Like
can
I
you
don't
not-
understand
How
why.
can you
Like,
not get to this?
I don't understand why we're not all just hitting homers right now. Like, oh man, it's just not as good.
Right. Like, sorry, we're not great.
Yeah.
But he's a good dude. Like me and him always got along and still have a good relationship and talk hitting and kind of could understand. With similar builds, at the beginning of his career, and he understands hitting in like a really unique way and how your body works. And for me, it was like, you could go deep right now and you could go deep right now, but you don't know why.
Yeah.
You don't know what your body did
No.
that allowed you to do that. And he does, and he was able to, me and him were like kind of able to like break through and like understand the thought process and the feeling that went into it, and allowed me to understand a little bit like why things happen in the box.
Do you think do you think guys have somebody like that around them early on, that it's more beneficial, or could they become inundated by the information, or is it more beneficial to have a strong understanding of your body and then sort of graduate to be able to have those conversations.
Yeah, well, the thing with that is, like, you need to know yourself first
Right.
as a hitter, and you need to have, like, I wouldn't say an advanced idea about hitting, but you need to be pretty, like, well-versed in it, and, like, thought processes, mechanics, things that happen. You can't just be super raw, like a guy that just goes up there and will swing at the rosin bag. Like, it's not going to work. Like that conversation with Barry is just not going to happen. You need to know what's going on a little bit, and it turns into like a fairly high level hitting conversation. And you need to be able to follow along, bounce around, and really get it. And if you can do that, he can help you a ton, like a ton. And there's a reason why this dude's hit more homers than like anybody that's walked on planet Earth.
Right.
There's a reason. It's not an accident that this guy did that.
Right. He knows what the fuck's up.
Right. He knows his body. He's a very smart hitter. And he's able to repeat it a lot. And the thing about hitting is, like, if you can repeat things a lot and really consistently, you're going to be pretty good. And he was like the best at it.
Well, we all know
it was
that.
super simple.
And not only did he repeated with minimal opportunity to do so for a long time.
Crazy.
Right? Look, you're just not getting a pitch to be able to repeat these mechanics on.
Yeah, and he would do some drills, and he showed me some drills to where like you can practice that in the cage, and but the cage and the game is like completely different things. Anybody can do shit in the cage until the lights come on, and that's what separates people. Is like, you know what I mean?
There was a Barry story on the blog today about you've obviously seen the home run that he hit in the upper deck at the old Yankee Stadium.
Yeah,
so
that's
I
a
guess
good one.
It was Ted Lilly that was pitching, and like the story was that Ted Lilly was like fed up with pitchers like walking him and nibbling around the strike zone, so he was like, I'm just gonna fucking attack him, and that got back to Barry.
Full stretch.
Yeah, Barry was hunting fastball first pitch and just crushed it into the upper deck. I mean,
happens.
You can't. No one.
But honestly, like I don't know that I'm saying fuck it, and I'm absolutely pitching to him. Like because I want the out more than I give a fuck about him taking me deep, because I'm just one in a slew. If that's the case. I want the out.
Imagine how many homers Barry would hit if he knew what pitches were coming. The thing is, like, he did know what pitches were coming.
Pretty easy to identify when you think a strike's coming when you're not going to see one for a fucking month.
Right. You got a Barry story?
For what? Like just anything?
Yeah. It could be a personal one. It could be one that you heard.
Yeah, let me think. I mean, I got so many good ones. I just don't know if I want to. I can't share all of them. Like
you
off
were down
camera,
with him
I could tell
at
you
UCLA?
No, but he was our hitting coach all of 16 with the Marlins.
Was that story about the home run derby in spring training true, where you guys had like a home
No,
run
so
derby?
some media guy just like
just blew that up.
Kind of just saw like the end of a drill and just ran with it, tweeted it out, and was like super stoked that this tweet was catching fire. Like, okay, bro. So the story behind that one was, it was like 2 teams of 3. We were hitting off the curveball machine. You're trying to get hits, like hits, doubles, homers, and we're trying to get runs. So like a homer's a run, double, whatever, single scores the guy. That kind of game.
Yeah.
And he hit the most homers in the drill for sure. Like he did. Swung and missed at the first curveball. We were all making fun of him, and then it was like homer, homer, homer with like somebody else's bat. Just picked it up. Like, oh, this is cool. Yeah. So he did that. He did hit more homers than anybody in the drill, but then this guy like turned it into like it was a home run derby, and Barry beat like me and Stanton and somebody else in it, which it wasn't true, but it's true, you know, in a extent. Like he hit the most homers, right? But that wasn't really the home run derby. But it wasn't really the goal.
Right.
But he deserves to be in the Hall of Fame.
Oh, for sure. I can't even talk about it without getting all pissed off. But.
Right.
I think he'll get in.
We just had this conversation the other day.
Yeah.
He'll get in.
Yeah.
Well, because we're starting to see that wave of guys who, frankly, I don't know if it's because they're younger and maybe don't feel like they owe anything to the old school, like journalists, the writers, who have clearly held personal opinions against people for however they were treated while they were trying to cover guys and shit like that. Like, none of that shit matters, man.
Nah.
Dude's a baller.
Check.
Dude's a baller.
Yeah.
And that's where it starts and stops.
So out of the Barry stories that you can tell, do you have a favorite?
See, all my favorite ones are ones that I can't like tell
Right.
on camera.
That's what makes dudes great, man. Because they're human, right? That's how I look at it.
Well, just because I want him to like tell him, right? I don't want to make him. I don't want to ever piss him off or anything like that.
Right.
So if he told me, like, it's cool. But, let me think. It's just like there's a lot of like cussing in him all the time.
He's letting it eat.
Great. Yeah. I don't know. Him and Fernandez used to go back and forth at it like all the time.
Yeah.
Like he would just tell Fernandez, like, dude, I'll take you deep whenever you want. Like,
Whatever you want.
come wake me up at 4 a.m., take me out to field 2, and like I'll put your shit in the right field bleachers whenever you want. I don't care that you throw 100. Because his big thing was like, if I can catch it, I can hit it.
Right.
So he's like, all I gotta do is go from here to here
Yeah.
before you gotta throw it 60 feet. Like, okay, but it's kind of true. He was just like,
It is. It's you get that
Boom.
barrel there.
Yeah.
see ya. You couldn't get inside on him ever. You threw the ball inside. That was another thing. You come inside, it's going in the bay.
And, and that's like if you ever like I watch guys do a lot of drills, you know, with the L screen or the screen front toss to stay inside the ball, try to keep it, you know, keeping it fair, pull
Yeah.
side. And that's the thing is those balls are not hooking. Those balls
Pinned.
just
Dead
fucking
ass straight.
lenius.
Yeah.
People who haven't hit in San Francisco ever, like, they don't realize how hard it is to go deep there.
They don't have an
Especially
appreciation.
like straight right's not too bad, but as
No,
soon as you
you
start
get out to
going
that
like
alley?
right
Oh, buddy.
center, you better absolutely
Better get it.
murder that ball.
Better get it.
And he was hitting balls like dudes in the kayaks are like watching it go over their head. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, they're
at night.
they're
Like
turning
at 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
You're pedaling backwards.
I'm good for now. Thanks, yeah.
Oh, okay. He asked him about the shift. Like, what are your thoughts on the shift? Like, what did you think about it when you were a player? He was kind of the only guy that was getting shifted at the time in the league. And it's just like right off the cuffs. Oh yeah. Like, the only thing that did was like stop it from hitting 400. Yeah. Because you can't catch that shit if it's in the water. Like, oh yeah, that's a good point. No defense in the bay.
No, dude, yeah, just a bunch of kayaks. If they catch it, don't count.
I was sitting there like, oh yeah.
Like,
Not
damn.
what I expected there, but
Right,
it's
but
just-
that is so
it's-
true.
It's not
Yeah.
wrong.
Right?
You're
It's not
completely
wrong
right. Like,
Yeah.
at all.
There's
Yeah.
nobody with a glove and like in a uniform in the water.
No.
Like especially
So-
like 150 feet in the water.
So that's always
where
gonna
that ball
count.
Yeah.
like just went that guy threw. Like, God.
Jambi,
Can't relate to that one.
Yeah, Jambi used to wear shirts. Like when he came back to Oakland, he had shirts that said, "Fuck the shift, death from above." And we're like, he's like, they can't put him on the other side.
Yeah.
So now like I kind of think that too. Like I'm not nearly as good as he ever was, but like oh yeah, the shift. Like if I feel like if I hit a ground ball in the shift, I'm like okay, I wasn't really supposed to get a hit anyway. Like I grounded into the shift. Like
Right.
throw me out, cool,
Uh-huh.
whatever. If I like get a ball and like hit it full side in the air, it's not gonna matter. It's a homer, so you're like okay, cool, like whatever. Like I'm just out now that when I'm supposed to be out, like I'm probably out.
Yeah.
Do you salivate at the thought of them saying, "No more shifting"?
No, I think I get just as many hits because of the shift as I do get taken away.
Being able to.
I don't care. Like if I roll over into the shift, probably
It's
a
an out.
terrible swing anyway. So
Right.
like, all right, whatever. Like, I'm supposed to be out. The one where you just get fisted and it's like flare to
Fucking-
like shortstop
Uh-huh.
and nobody's there.
Yeah.
Just a little
Like
ducker.
rolls through and you get a double. You're like, all right,
Different
you're
story.
supposed to be out on that one too,
Right.
but you're not.
Yeah.
The only time like the shift really hurts if you like line a ball into like shallow right and like the second baseman just like right to his chest or shortstop or
Yeah.
third, whoever
Should've been
whoever
starting
the
there.
guy that's playing rover out there. Like, okay, that kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Or the line drive where the pitcher ducks and the guy's just like right there.
Right there, up the middle.
Okay. But I don't get shifted all the time. Like it's not like, oh, I come up automatic shift.
Right.
Some teams, not everybody. Because, man, I'm liable to take one of them out the catcher's glove, too, and just ping, like right down the third base
Exactly.
line.
I was just going to say,
Yeah.
that's when you just catch it
Oh,
super
he's
deep.
throwing slider. Nope, it's a heater, 2 strikes. Like,
Back!
yeah, just
You
right down
emergency
the third
hack.
base line. So that's why I don't get shifted all the time, too.
Well, that's why I think when guys are
And guys don't bunting at everyone's like, oh, just bunting is the shift. The reason people, because we're like an analytics team too, the Brewers, so the reason why you shift is because technically it's supposed to like defend against slug. They don't care if you get a hit or get
Right.
on base, especially if you're like a power guy, so it's supposed to reduce slug.
And-
So if you bunt in the shift for a hit, analytically that's a win because you didn't go deep.
Yeah.
So guys are like, yeah, sure, here you go. Like,
so that
bunt
approach.
it. A, you're probably going to bunt it right back to the pitcher because you don't bunt all the time. Or if you do bunt it and get a hit, you're like on first base and they don't care.
that approach works. I've seen guys though. I mean, you see guys that fucking bunt doubles, and
You got to get good at it and practice. And
does that ever become? Is there a room in the game for a guy who can do that, like to the point where he can handle the bat with enough authority, where guys are like, we've got to defend this.
then
But
they
he's
will
also-
though, and then it stops.
And so that's when you have more of a straight up playing field or a straight up
Kind of, they'll throw the third baseman like
right in that hole.
kind of in the 6 hole on the grass. You can still bunt for a hit just because of the angle that he's got to go. If you can run it all, it's like back pocket. But like it goes back to the thing, like okay, the team's like, go ahead, do it. Like they don't care because it's all.
You guys play who do you guys play in Italy? The East?
This year, yeah,
They come to Fenway.
yeah.
I was gonna say you should try that against Matt Chapman.
Oh, yeah. You probably still get there from the 6 hole.
We played him last year.
It's disgusting.
Yeah, he's. I always told our guys when we play like Nolan, like we have like the hitters meeting, like hey guys, just so you know, if you hit the ball to third base this series and you get robbed with a hit, like just don't be mad because like that's just your warning.
Yeah.
It's your own damn fault. You know what's going on over there.
The dude is nasty.
So if you
Yeah.
hit it and he makes like a really good play and throws your ass out,
I was-
don't be like snapping in the dugout.
I
'Cause,
was
like,
wearing out D. Gordon.
You did it. You were warned.
I was wearing out D because he's tried to bunt on him.
Nolan?
Chapman. He tried to bunt on Chapman.
Yeah.
And he did it the first day. And I went down there the next day during BP and I was like, he's like, no, that shit is impossible. What happened? How did he do it? I'm like, bro, I told you. Because Chappie is essentially playing shortstop. He's like playing like a shortstop at a halfway spot and still getting to those balls, barehanding a ball and throwing out a guy like D. Gordon as fast as he is from the left side. And D tried to bunt it again. And he fucking got him again. And I was just laughing.
Same game or just same series?
No, same series.
Yeah. Like,
It's sick.
bunting against the ship. I mean, especially like a guy like that. You're like, all right.
Because I talked to Ole about it, Matt Olson. And he's a big dude, long levered, and that entire left side is open at times. And I've always asked him, like, because I want to know if you go up there with that even being a thought in your head, why, after ball 1, is it no longer a thought? I mean, I understand that percentages start to shift.
I'll do it like once or twice a year. Like if you feel terrible up there or something, and you know like you're just not gonna.
Shit's not going well.
Yeah, you're just like square. It's like a sack bunt basically. Just stay there, bunt it, then run because it doesn't. Once you just get it.
Get it
fair,
out there
yeah,
early?
you just get it fair.
Yeah,
It's a hit,
get it
so
past the pitcher, you'll be fine.
It's more for an on base thing too. Like analytically, just getting on base is good.
Get you a little push.
You know, it's just as good as a hit.
There's no arguing that.
What's the longest or most impressive home run that you've seen live in person? Like the Tim Salmon Barry Bonds moment.
Stan hit one in the Dodgers Stadium parking lot.
Yeah, 2016.
Yeah. I sent
Yeah,
out,
I
I think
did
we
that.
talked about this because
Yeah.
I sent out a tweet like I just dropped a ball in my fucking living room and it was like,
Yeah,
just
it
got
was
the
like
ball
someone,
standing.
someone, their kid was in like lot D getting in the game. It's like, oh look, there's a souvenir.
Was it 15 or 16?
What, when he hit that ball?
I think
I think it was 15. It was 15 because
See, like you're a baseball guy now. See, that hit back in 15.
Yeah.
it was 15 because when Stanton hit that ball, that's when Dave, Gaz, Fights, and Hank got arrested at NFL headquarters. So the entire Boston office was in jail. And then Stanton hit that homer, and there was no one to blog anything. Like, I was only blogging Red Sox stuff back then, so like that Stanton homer was the first non-Red Sox blog that I wrote for Barstool.
Stanton fucking just absolute
That ball was
destruction.
Throttle.
Oh
Yes.
my God.
And even the people in LA, when you hit a ball like that, the whole stadium goes, oh, like it lets out a collective, oh.
Yeah.
And there was like a pause, and they all started clapping.
Yeah.
They're like, that
Like,
was
oh
cool,
my
right?
God, that
Yeah.
was.
We were the visiting team, but that was tight. Like, I've never seen that before.
That was tight.
What's the did you ever grow up with like a fucking just a freak athlete, like a dude who was like maybe he's a couple years older, a guy your age, that was just ridiculous at like everything, or
Yeah.
even one thing?
Yeah, but yeah, and then like the playing field levels out.
Sure,
You're
yeah,
like
yeah,
12
but, like-
years old, and you're like, this guy's going to the show.
Like
or this
what was
guy's
it? Yeah.
playing in the league.
What was a performance? What like on the basketball court, football, baseball, doesn't matter.
We had a couple guys that threw like mid 80s
When they were, like,
in like
fucking
pre-high school
14.
from like 50 feet, you know, just punching tickets. Our team went to it wasn't the Little League World Series, but it was the Pony World Series. It was 14 or whatever.
Yeah.
We had a guy that punched like 17 dudes and like hit a couple homers, and we had 2 of those guys.
Really?
Yeah, we were nasty, and that was like they were just physically mature at that age,
Yeah,
just like ready to go.
Completely different animals.
Yeah.
Were they at that point better than you?
In a way, yeah. Me and all my friends growing up, we were all pretty similar up to that age. It was we were all pretty similar at that age until high school, and then started progressing a little bit for whatever reason. But we had some good teams. Like there were some good players that I played with growing up, and you didn't know like who was better than you. Were just playing with your buddies, just chilling, and yeah, those guys you'd be like, this guy's pretty good. Like I don't know, like
Because I was never like I was.
I could always hit. Like I could always hit. Like I could do that. Throwing a little shoddy, still a little shoddy out there sometimes.
Did you ever play on one of those like travel teams where you go like? Did you play in like Cooperstown Dream Spark or anything?
No, see, travel ball was kind of new still when I was a kid. Like it was there,
It was
but
there. I mean, I'm older than you.
yeah.
I played like when we went to that
I
was
never did
when
Cooperstown or anything. Like, that's what you're talking about. I
Yeah,
never did that.
like,
I
we
did the
played-
Field of Dreams thing where like you'd play. It was like an alternate field, but like it'd be Wrigley or
Yeah.
Fenway or something like as
Yeah.
a painted outfield wall. Right? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, like you said Bakersfield. That was
Yeah, it was in Bakersfield and like Palm Desert. And
Yeah,
all
when
that
we
stuff.
went
That's
out
my
there.
nephew. That's where my nephews play.
It was like that was when everyone from the East Coast played in these tournaments where it was like everyone in the country. That's when we found out that we weren't shit. Like we thought we were good because we were playing against other East Coast
Yeah, you're
kids.
playing a
We
bunch
always-
of
We
Kitchen
played the Bakersfield Bullets, and we
Yeah.
were like, these dudes look like grown-ass men, and they were
Whenever
just bing,
we played
bing,
East
bing,
Coast
bing.
teams when I was like in
just
pre-high school teams,
dismantled.
just absolutely. We went to the Pony World Series and we played like the East Coast champion. We scored 15 in the
Yeah.
first.
Yeah.
It's still a record.
But then
it's still
you
a
don't
record
know.
at that place.
That is
Yeah.
great.
Like we hit almost. I think I got 3 ABs in the first inning.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's like
Hitting leadoff.
California, Texas, Florida, and if you're outside of that, like you're a special talent.
California leads the world in best amateur baseball uni wearers. There's not a better amateur baseball uni wearer than a California amateur
Yeah,
baseball.
like our high school, when we did the travel ball thing in high school where you go to these showcases, I told you, I played with Nolan was on our team. I think Skaggs was there. Lorenzen was on the team. 2 other, Tony Walters.
Listen to these names we just saw teed up today.
Like we had like 7 or 8 like every
Guys,
day
fucking
big league regulars
players.
on a high school baseball team. We'd went to places like our coach would get lost, we'd make our own lineup and just win by 15 before the guy even got there. Like our coach would get lost, it'd be the 4th. We're like, oh yeah, hey, you want to hit leadoff? Or like, okay, you're pitching. You play, Tony, you can play short. And then Nolan would play third. Lorenzen was a center fielder at the time. Sometimes he'd pitch. Corey Hahn was on that team.
He's the man.
Awesome guy.
Do you guys
know
ever-
him?
Who's that?
We need to get him on the podcast.
Corey Hahn?
Yes.
Yeah,
He's
that'd be a
with
great
the
guy.
D-backs?
Yeah, he lives out here.
Yeah.
Do you guys
still
ever
talk
like
to him.
sit back and you're like, bro, like we've been at it for a minute.
Yeah, we all play with each other when we were like 15 years
Right.
old, 16 years old,
Right.
just like that, making your own lineup, playing like basically backyard baseball in like showcases and just playing like these East Coast teams, and like the game's over
Throttled.
by the second inning.
Throttled. There is a
Yeah,
team
we
called
got
the
dudes
Boys of
bumping-
Baseball.
bumping like 95 in high school. Like, yeah, sure, you want to pitch, dude?
Well, that's
Yeah.
like,
95 righty, and then like this guy comes in, 95 lefty. Like,
well,
all right.
I always say we always
See
talk
ya.
about Bieber, fucking Flaherty. Oh God, why am I forgetting?
Flaherty and Giolito were on the same high
Giolito.
school baseball team.
Yeah. Right.
And
I mean,
Fried.
Chappie and
and
Nolan.
Max Fried.
Yeah.
There you go, high school kid. Like, here's your rotation for the
Enjoy
weekend.
that.
Yeah.
Enjoy, yeah. And then you got like Matt Chapman, Nolan Arenado.
Yeah.
Like,
So that's like we played a high school playoff game, and Mike Montgomery started the game for the first 4 innings, and then Bauer came in and closed the last 3. We lost that game.
Yeah.
But
Sorry about
like
it.
that's like you just grow up playing against those guys, and you just keep
17-year-old
playing.
Bauer out there with his fucking body blade,
Yeah.
just slicing
Yeah.
and dicing.
Just throwing. That's when he was throwing like long toss from like foul pole to foul pole, throwing like 97. That's how you like grow up playing against those, so you don't think twice about it. You play against these guys for your whole life.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So you're
I
playing against
remember.
Lorenzen and all these guys like Nolan.
I can remember in Legion
Yeah.
facing a dude in Calaveras, Northern California. Calaveras throwing 95, left-hander, no idea where it was going, and I'm just like, I'm fucking 14.
Yeah. Aaron Hicks was out there. He would throw like 100 in high school from the mound.
But it just became like, yeah, okay, you're kind of
Yeah.
used to that.
Yeah. So
And
high
then you-
school baseball, like in our high school league, every Friday or Saturday, you're throwing like a guy that's throwing at least 90 every day. You just get used to it. You play pretty high level baseball in high school, and then it just rolls into you do like the area code games and
See, that's something I never did. I mean, it was around, it was prevalent. I wasn't a huge prospect though, anyway, but we didn't have a ton of that.
I didn't really get much playing time in the area code games, but I was there. I had a uniform.
Sure. You did all the drills before.
Yeah, I did like the infit outfield.
Outfield.
Yeah.
Yep.
Awful, by the way. It was terrible. Bad showcase guy.
Yeah. Not a good
Was,
showcase
yeah.
guy.
No, because in showcases it's all about your tools,
So,
and so yeah.
do we have to throw? We don't have to throw.
Yeah, I was like, no, right? Come on. So like, I can run, but I don't run like a 6'1", 60, so that doesn't really stand out. At the time, I could hit BP, but it wasn't just like this light tower power display. Like I hit some homers and line drives and all that. Obviously, fielding and throwing wasn't the
point.
best. Not the most like physically imposing guy. Not the best uni out there. When the game started, though, I could always play. I played, would always do well, could hit, but I wasn't like oh, look at this guy, like this blue chip, can't miss,
Right, this is
top
a
prospect,
guy.
you know. So the showcases were never like.
Did you ever pitch?
That's awesome.
Just not even just.
No. And so I would do these things and be like, whatever. Like Bryce, like Harper was an incredible showcase guy.
Yeah.
Me and him were at the same.
Yeah.
Me and him were at the same one.
Were you at the one where he hit the fucking
In
the
Tampa.
homer in Tampa?
No, but it was before that when it was like he became Bryce Harper. Like, it was his one. It was at the Urban Youth Academy in Compton, California, and it was like an underclass showcase, and I think that it was like 15, 16-year-olds only, and it's from like the West Coast of the United States. Everybody was there, and he was hitting like every ball was a homer in BP, like everything. And he was still catching at the time, just throwing rockets down to second base,
Just doing it all.
and all homers in BP, like bombs. Game starts, the kid throws him a curveball, and this thing is like, it's
Undressed.
probably still going for a homer. Yeah, this is way back, and I was thinking like, damn, fuck, this guy's so good.
The truth.
This guy's really good.
His swing is so violent. but I
And then
love
next
it.
thing you know, like it was like, then it was started like Bryce Harper, like
Sports
the-
Illustrated
Yeah,
cover.
then he like on the cover, and then he hit that ball in Tropicana, and that's when it started rolling. But I remember that being like his coming out party. Like, this is Bryce Harper. Like, I didn't know who he was or anything like that.
Yeah, shit about him.
We were in the same BP group, and
In the showcase?
at the showcase, yeah, we were the same BP group, and I remember talking. I'm like, "What are you, like a senior or something?" He's like, "No, I'm a freshman."
Freshman.
I was like, "What?"
Oh my God.
Like, I'm not gonna play in the show. I'm gonna start looking for a backup career.
Serious reevaluation.
This guy's gonna play in the show.
Right.
Like,
This
100%.
is show talent. I just.
That was like the
baseball.
first time where I was like, I think that's what a big leaguer looks like in high school. Because you didn't know it. You don't know
Right,
what
you
a
have
big
no
league
clue.
guy is.
No clue.
And you probably still don't. Because a lot of those guys are, oh, for sure, big league, they wash out. But this guy, I was like, nope. This
so
guy's
many
not
guys,
going to wash out.
and you look you look different, like you said. You know, you start to come into your own later, professional. You're eating a little differently. Your weight training program, a lot of shit changes.
You grow into your body, all that
Right.
stuff. But this guy was like, yep, that's the first
Already
pick
there.
in the draft. Yeah, 100%.
What pick were you?
23rd. We had a good draft, though, 2010.
Yeah, that draft was stacked.
Harper was the first pick that year.
Yeah. Yeah,
2010.
Yeah.
that was a solid draft.
Machado was 3.
Yeah,
I
it
think
was
Harvey,
loaded.
Sale were in there. Syndergaard.
I see.
Pomeranz was in there.
Stinks.
There was a lot of good
When did
guys.
Trout go? When did Trout get drafted?
I think in 09,
I was gonna say 08, 09.
Yeah, he was like 30-something.
Yeah. 23 of the
Every-
Marlins. You pulling it up right now?
Yeah. Harper, Tyon, Machado, Pomeranz, Matt Harvey, Delino DeShields Jr., Yasmani Grandal, Chris Sale, Folty.
Holty.
There's you.
I think Castellanos is in there too.
Yeah.
Me and him were supposed to go to Miami together.
Aaron Sanchez, Noah
Castellanos?
Syndergaard, Taiwan Walker, Nick Castellanos.
It's a pretty good draft.
Yeah.
All right, that was part 1 of the Christian Yelich interview that you guys have been asking for quite some time.
We're just nibbling on the seafood tower at that point, folks. That's all we were doing right there. Just nibbling on the seafood tower, just getting things going.
Yeah. Now that I'm looking at the rundown, it appears that Dr. Claw wanted to do what we did at the start of the show later in the show.
Yes, it's actually, if you just go ahead and it's actually at the very end.
It's the very end,
and
I can tell you this right now, hand up.
Yeah.
I had a busy morning. I didn't have a chance to look at the rundown before the show. So, I mean, all that means is that me and Dr. Claw are on the same page. Like, I was just like, here's something that I feel like we could do. And then Dr. Claw was like, here's something I feel like we should do. And it's pretty much the exact same thing. So I guess now on Mondays, we'll just do it at the start of every Monday starting 9.
Well, that's one way to cover it up. That is one way.
I mean, I'm
to
accountable
go
here.
about-
I'm nothing but if not accountable. I did not look at the rundown today. It was busy Monday morning, and I didn't look. But I mean, all that says is that, hey, we're on the same page.
Well, you know what that means? That means that I've got 2 horses in the stable that are running neck and neck right now, and I could probably bet on either one of you guys to get the race completed.
Yeah, I feel
be
like you're
victorious.
big. You're big into the ponies. I know you like the horse racing.
Well, I've gotten even bigger into the ponies now that we've been fucking with Stable Duel.
Yeah.
which is it's been eye opening, to say the least. You're like, what are you talking about, Dallas? You're not a fucking horse race. No. With Stable Duel, I am the horse race guy, not the horse race guy. Well, baseball has always been America's pastime, right? Close second, the ponies. Who are you lying to? You mean to tell me that one of your degenerate relatives, because I've got a few of them, didn't take you to the ponies? That you weren't at a dog track when you should have been in school? Because I was. Well, we don't have to worry about not being in the right place at the right time to watch the ponies trot. Not anymore. With Stable Duel, that shit is right at your fingertips. Stable Duel brings a new way to play the races, lower risk, bigger payouts, best way to get involved in the action. Select your team, just like fantasy football, right? Select your stable of 10 ponies, 10 horses, and watch the points rack up, baby. Daily games, big catch prizes, huge cash prizes. Easy to use, even if you're not into horse racing, like I just explained to you. I went from going, yeah, I've seen Mr. Ed, to now basically building my own paddocks on site. That's how into the ponies Stable Duel has gotten me. It's fair to say that I've got the blinders on when it comes to other opportunities to bet the ponies, and Stable Duel is my one-trick pony. So right now, you go download the Stable Duel app, start playing right out of the gate, and we're off. Low buy-ins, big payouts, play against your homies, play against other kings across the nation. Can you show the world that you are here for true racing domination? Show them by going to Stable Duel.
I want to see what you look like at like a derby.
Oh God!
Like what would be
my attire?
Yeah.
Oh, buddy, 3-piece to the nines, sweet lid, yeah. Like the world doesn't get that very often from me. But it is there's no reason to show up to a horse race event and not look like not look like you just robbed a czar from somewhere.
I would love to see Dallas on like Kentucky Derby Day. Like that would be something else.
It's a glorious setting.
Yeah, so this is the part of the podcast that Dr. Claw wanted us to do what we did at the start of the show.
But we're not going to do it.
We're not going to do it again. I mean, we already did it, but I don't know. Do you have any final thoughts? I mean, I feel like it's been
we've got some love that needs to be given out because in the game of baseball today, we're trying to figure out different ways to get the job done. Right? Whether it's launch angle for the hitters and how to attack pitches coming in different locations of the zone. Am I trying to stay on top of the ball? Do I need to try to lift? Pitchers, RPMs, trying to generate spin, pitch design. There's a lot going on in terms of trying to capture the talent that's there, trying to put it to use, trying to capitalize on a skill set. Well, what if you got somebody that can run? What if you got somebody that knows their way around the base path? Somebody that's got a good feel, pitcher's timing, they know when to pick their spots, game situation. Like that guy on the base path, he could probably be pretty helpful. Like I think about a guy coming off the bench, swiping second, rest is history, team ends up winning the fucking World Series, and it all happens with a stolen bag. It all starts with swiping 90 feet for free. And you know who's been dialed in on that tip?
Who?
Tim LoCastro.
Ooh.
Dude broke a record for the most swipes to start a career without getting caught. Not talking Roman swipes. I'm talking stolen bags, folks. 28 of them things. 28 straight stolen bases to start a career without getting caught for the D-backs, Tim LoCastro. And the reason that's special is because you don't want to run into outs. You don't want to put yourself on anybody's radar in terms of not being able to have a feel on when to go, not having a feel on counts that you can run in, shit like that. When you get out on the bases, every 90 feet is important because, remember, we're not into sacrificing outs for 90 feet and potential run-scoring opportunities anymore. That's not what this game is about. So when you have somebody that can quite literally steal 90 feet for you, that plays in today's game, whether you like to believe it or not. So, shout out to Rock Reigns, who saw his 27 stolen bags in a row from 79 to 81, saw that record. Take a dive. Tim LoCastro, you are the new consecutive stolen base leader at 28, and the list is still getting longer.
That's all you got. All right. Well, we will be back on Thursday with more reaction to the happenings in Major League Baseball and part 2 of Dinner with Yelich. A nice little sit down from 14 months ago. Back when back when things were just a little bit normal, Dallas. Back when the world was the world. Back when you could just go out and enjoy yourself and not feel like you were at risk. It was simpler times. It truly was.
Back when a screw was just a screw and the wind was all that blew.
Yep. All right. Dallas and I are off to record Stay Hot or Not, so check that out on Twitter and Instagram. Follow Starting Nine on Twitter and Instagram. Also, follow the Starting Nine YouTube page. We're trying to build that fucking thing.
Hit that subscribe button. It's auto-subscribe. Boom. Hit the button. Boom. Auto-subscribe.
Yeah. Like, the whole thing about YouTube is we have the best baseball content on YouTube, and if the algorithm doesn't love you, then it doesn't love you. So we're trying to get it to love us, and how we do that is to drive up the subscriptions. So if you could be so kind as to go on over to the Starting Nine YouTube page, hitting that subscribe button, you'll have a whole host of excellent baseball content for the entire duration of the Major League season. So help us out. We appreciate it. Love you guys.
Think about not being able to get to spring training this year.
Mm-hmm.
Well, guess what? You could go relive the past few spring trainings with us on YouTube.
Yeah, it's all right there. It's all right there.
It's all right there.
A whole butt ton of content. All right, Dallas, we'll see you in 5 minutes.
We out!